the variance, of a smaller sample size, which is our theme. That's our word for the day, our phrase for the day. Smaller sample size can impact it. Then this is the greatest radio program in the history of radio, from the Man Nurse. Doug, I'd like to prep you for your annual prostate exam, please. That's from the Man Nurse.
I don't have that scheduled yet, but when I do, I'll give you a jingle.
How much are we talking Plowsy lost? Did he double down on his student loans? How much money did you lose, Plowboy? Be honest here.
I think in like 2 weekend time, I lost $800 and I was done.
Ouch.
Yeah.
But again, I don't understand how there's
gambling a lot. That's not going to break you.
Right? How there's a few $1,000s on the table? Yeah, I mean, if there's a few $1,000s on the table, then how are you in a game where if you lose $800, that makes you quit? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, but there's also 15 to 20 people. You would average it out. Probably at least people brought $200 a piece, at least. So you're averaging probably the money in the room of probably a couple grand. Not saying that was all at the table at once, but that was in play most of the time.
Anyone ever pay with bags of green?
There were not bags of grain. I thought you said bags of green, which maybe that could be arranged.
So like your collateral would be like marijuana.
Yeah. So
perfect.
But yeah, that's just that kind of what you get in Canton. But the 800 was something it was money I was saving up for a vehicle, and it wasn't money I was willing to lose. I guess when you gamble, smart people take money that you're only willing to lose rather than take your whole bankroll.
Well, you ended up with a Bonneville, so good for you.
Yeah, and then my Taurus crapped out the next week after that, so I had to borrow money from my parents. Yeah, it was a big deal. Actually, there was a recall on that Taurus. They did not send me any of the paperwork for it, so I thought that I should be able to get a free car, but that wasn't...
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Anybody ever get so far behind in one of these games that they put the keys to Dad's Combine on the table?
No, it never got that serious. The good thing was we were all friends, so we were all, like, if somebody did get a couple hundred in debt, it's just, you're good for it. You know where they live. It's not necessarily an issue of, hey, let's get out of town for a weekend.
Yeah.
So
I thought you had to pay on the go. That's what you were saying.
Well, some people at like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning when they don't want to go to the ATM, things like that, they'll front you cash, and that's never an issue. So,
Doug, there it is.
Well, I'm glad you survived that.
Seems like
It's like Rounders in Canton.
you have drugs and hillbillies. It seems like you had all the makings of a stabbing.
Yep, and a lot of strip mine lakes to dump bodies. So it's just a great town to grow up in.
Sounds like it. Sounds fantastic.
If you want a first-class, top-of-the-line, high-quality interior remodeling job, you know who I'm going to suggest. Collier & Thompson. Known for their kitchen and bathroom remodels, Collier & Thompson is where you go when you want your remodeling job done right the first time. Collier & Thompson doesn't just do large remodeling jobs. They do plenty of man caves, bars, offices, pretty much anything inside your home. Check out their 10,000-square-foot showroom next to Uncle Bill's Pancake House on Manchester. Let them bring your dream remodel to reality. CollierandThompson.com.
I'm Tim McKernan here with Action Jackson talking to you about Mark Hanna. TMA listeners have a lot to think through financially.
Whether you're like me and just getting started with your financial planning or you're already retired, call Mark Hanna.
It all starts with a 15-minute phone call to discuss your needs and design the right strategy for you and your future.
Visit evergreenstl.com or give Mark a call at 314-889-0503 today.
Mark Hanna offers securities through Equitable Advisors, LLC, member FINRA, SIPC, a broker-dealer. Equitable Advisors, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Evergreen Wealth Strategies is not a registered investment advisor and is not owned or operated by Equitable Advisors or Equitable Network.
The Illinois Recovery Center is dedicated to providing precise and authentic care to those seeking help and treatment. Recovery, it's not just a goal, it's a transformative journey. At Illinois Recovery Center, you'll find an unwavering commitment to provide the support, guidance, and personalized care you or your loved one needs to rediscover a life filled with purpose, strength, and lasting renewal. If you or someone you know wants more information about the Illinois Recovery Center, please call 888-472-9559 or visit IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com. Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. James, I love getting emails from listeners who support the sponsors. Got one from a client of yours who switched, and you immediately saved him $1,000, and it meant the world to him.
The area that we're really having an impact on people's finances are people with drivers under the age of 25. We are seeing material savings for these types of clients, hundreds, if not even thousands of dollars per year.
James Carlton, Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency, 314-961-4800, or go online at carltoninsurance.net.
Hope your imaginary friends are hungry, because IHOP's new menu, inspired by the movie If, is our most imaginative yet. With blue raspberry pancakes, a pizza omelet, unbelievable soda pops, and more. It's time to set your imaginary friends free. Only at IHOP. Kids eat free every day 4 to 10 p.m. And see If in theaters May 17th. One free kids entree per full-priced adult entree. Restrictions apply. This film is not yet rated.
I get asked all the time by people, if I'm in an accident, what should I do? And while yes, you should call the police, exchange insurance information, and take pictures of the scene, all those things are important. But the most important thing you need to do is hire a personal injury lawyer. This is Doug Biggs from Longo Biggs Injury Law. And if you've been hurt by someone else's negligence, don't take on the insurance company yourself. Insurance companies have teams of people and a playbook designed to keep you running in circles so they can pay you as little money as possible for your accident claim. If you don't have a lawyer, they know you can't bring your claim to court, and they will never give you full value. We recently took an offer from an insurance company without a lawyer on the case from $12,000 to $200,000. You can't get that kind of result without an attorney on your case. Even if you don't hire us, you need to hire a personal injury attorney. Check us out online at longobigs.com.
You're hearing TMA all day on KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis, featuring the morning after live from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Then a full show replay from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., followed by the best of TMA from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., and another same-day replay starting at 10 p.m. Hey, if you like the morning after, check out Balloon Party on 101 ESPN, HD1, by the way. It's Sports Talk with Tim McKernan and Action Jackson from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. each weekday, right after the morning after. It's the worst named show in the history of radio, but the content's pretty good, so check it out on 101 ESPN or get the podcast on the TMA app. Want to take on some legends of TMA?
Sound the same to someone who gives a damn about the best fans in baseball! Tired of it!
The show's so great. Will there be a little speaker system out behind the dumpster, so in case you're servicing me, I'll be able to hear my name?
Then nominate yourself to be this month's TMA Listener of the Month. And if you win, you'll get recognition and other stuff. Sometimes all you have to do to win the prize is be a female.
All it takes is one fake girl to just throw this show completely off course.
Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information at TMASTL.com. The TMA Listener of the Month Club, quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to a brighter side of tequila with Milagro. Find out more at TMASTL.com. Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After on KPNT FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, The Plowboy, and Action Jackson.
7:07 in St. Louis. You are listening to TMA. It's presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. Welcome, friends, to the Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Munganess, Burkhardt, Alton Toyota, 7 o'clock hour. Timothy Michael McKernan, Douglas Sullivan Vaughn, Kenneth Iggy Strode, Action Jackson, Chairman Kurt with you here on the program. Get involved on said program. It's Collier and Thompson phone line 636-9004-TMA. It's the text inbox of 314-881-TMA5, and it's the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. And I'm just going to start calling it the South City Sporting Goods text inbox. Doug, that's the new sponsor of the
City
South City Sporting Goods. South City, what?
Huh. Where are they? South City?
Hampton Avenue, Jack.
Hampton. Oh, that's right in your old neighborhood.
That's right. I would say it's 2 blocks from my neighborhood. 2 blocks from my parents' house, I should say.
Huh. Fabulous.
Yeah, South City Sporting Goods.
What sort
of
sporting goods they have?
I think the buy officially begins next week. But you know what? What's it matter?
No.
We're just going to go ahead and let the people know.
Yeah.
The thing that I love about it is what they're going to do is for teams, design teams uniforms. You go, well, of course people do that, but what they're doing there, we're going to have them start handling merchandise with embroidering hats and golf shirts for TMA, especially as we approach this 20th anniversary on July 26th.
Orgy.
I'm excited about it.
Are you?
It's not like you are.
Well, that's good. Maybe we can also get some new catcher's gear.
Tools of Ignorance?
I think we need some of that in here.
Jackson, I need you to log into your account over here if you want to on my seed-stained keyboard.
Maybe a special 20th anniversary jersey.
A TMA jersey?
Oh, nice, Doug, for all your favorite ball clubs.
20th anniversary. Have our names on the back.
Okay.
Doug doesn't sound like you're interested in that as much.
No, I think it's a good idea.
There you go, Iggy. It's a good idea.
Yeah, even the listeners
South City Sporting Goods.
Chalk one up for me.
They can get their own jerseys.
Pink and gray?
Yeah.
Pink and gray, that'll pop.
It won't pop that much.
And there's the text inbox now, man. Eric in the Central West End just wrote South City stand up. That's the first text I saw.
South City stand up.
What about Chicago? Chi-Town stand up.
Yeah, they're supposed to stand up.
Doug, we got a lot. We actually do have a lot. Frank Cusimano of News. Is it still News Channel 5? What is it? Eyewitness News? What's KMOV now? KMOV's like
First Alert.
First Alert weather.
Thank you, Iggy.
We
First
here for
alert.
you.
We're the first people to tell you that it's going to be an alert for the weather tomorrow.
There you go. Used to be Eyewitness News. Hell, I don't know. Either way, end of KFNS. Did a wonderful interview. I would recommend watching it. I watched it this morning. We have all kinds of sound clipped up with Cardinal President of Baseball Operations, John Mozeliak. All the questions, all the answers.
Oh, good.
It's really good.
Okay.
As the Cardinals lose yesterday, but they win the first two against the Red Sox. The Doggies lose Saturday to Cincinnati.
Yeah,
You're starting to get a little concerned about
I am. Yeah.
that 3-1 loss. And the Battlehawks, without A.J. McCarron, clinch a playoff spot. And
Already?
Well, they're 6-2.
Well, how many games they play?
10.
Oh, okay. I thought they played 18.
No.
Well, congrats.
Yeah.
it's not going to play well. You say that on Balloon Party.
I don't.
You wouldn't
following
last 2 more minutes.
Congratulations.
And Craig Berube's the head coach of the Leafs, but we got Drew Bannister. So things are kind of happening now.
Abby Cooper won American Idol last night.
I don't understand.
Well, it was the American Idol final last night, and she won.
She from St. Louis?
No.
Somebody just flushed a toilet next to us. That's brought to you by Schaefer Door Company. Online at schaeferdoor.com, Doug.
All right.
SCHAEFER. That's how you spell Schaefer.
There's been some confusion about that.
Well, now there's not, because we just spelt it out for him, especially when somebody flushes right next door to us. Schaefer Door, especially if you wake up this morning, you go, oh my goodness, look what happened. We've got ourselves an issue with the spring breaking on the garage door. Don't worry about it. Schaefer Door sets aside times on Monday morning because they know that happens. So if it happened to you, then you go to schaeferdoor.com, or you can call or text a number that they specifically set up for TMA listeners, 636-782-3608. They service all kinds of garage doors for service and new installs, and they have those Monday morning standby service for those doors that break over the weekend. Schaefer Door, a Clopay Master authorized dealer. When somebody flushes the toilet next to us, Doug, Schaefer Door makes that possible. Right. They allow for the flushing.
If we had a Schaefer door on that door proper, we probably wouldn't even hear it.
Yeah, but how much would you miss it?
A little bit.
Okay.
Not a lot, but a little.
Hey, who won the Munganess Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown? Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Munganess, Burkhardt, Alton Toyota, online at stlouisacura.com and altontoyota.com. Jamie Burkhardt sent me an email over the weekend for a 20th anniversary thing. Not the orgy. The orgy is our own project.
Different thing, yeah.
That's our own. That's an inside STL thing. But Jamie Burkhardt has an idea for July 26th.
Oh, good.
2024. 20 years. stlouisacura.com and altontoyota.com work with Munganess, and they got that deal for TMA listeners. $589 a month, no money down for a 2024 Acura MDX Premium. 48-month lease. It's Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Munganess, Burkhardt, Alton Toyota, stlouisacura.com and altontoyota.com. And you're working with the great Jamie Burkhardt and Peter Munganess, and then the service department, Ryan Seiberg. Sponsor the 7 o'clock hour, sponsor the Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown. Jackson, give us our rosters, and let's figure out who won this thing.
Well, I had 2 in the top 4.
Did you really?
Yeah, I had DeChambeau and Morikawa.
I don't want to. I'm sorry. I'll pull it up right now. I was just going to say, I know Doug well.
Wow. Well,
Doug won. Doug won. I feel like I'm taking away some of the fun of it, but Doug did. He had Bryson and Colin Morikawa.
Nice picks. Why'd you pick Bryson? Because he knew it was going to be a wide open course. You can bomb and gouge. You like bomb and gouge?
Yeah, I don't mind it. I just close my eye. I do this for one reason, Timmy.
Clip that off.
That's for the children. I want them to get just a morsel of something to eat, and I hope through my efforts we could get something for the kids this week.
This isn't.
I'm going to Chicago. Stand up. Yeah.
This isn't a hunger thing. We're not feeding the poor children.
We're doing something for the kids.
You gave him a morsel this weekend.
Doug had Morikawa and DeChambeau, so he was certainly in the catbird seat.
I like that catbird seat.
Tyrrell Hatton did stick around for the weekend.
Sung J M.
Oh,
Did
wow.
not, nor did Tiger, but Steven Yeager did.
I like the Yeager play.
Yeah, he stuck around.
So you got 4 out of 6,
including
and
two
that was
guys.
enough to win it, but with 2 out of the top 4.
Yeah.
Iggy, who'd you have?
Iggy had
crap.
Yeah, Iggy had Cam Smith, Cameron Young, also Tyrrell Hatton, and Benny On. So he had 4 also
there
make
you
the
go.
cut. But Siwoo shaking that ass. Did not stick around for the weekend, nor did the bastard himself, Sepp Straka. And Iggy did not have anybody in the top 10 like Doug.
I don't think I had anybody in the top 30.
No, not even the top 40, Iggs. I hate to.
Oh, and you got to research this.
He had 3 guys who tied for 63rd, so that's nice at 3 under. But Doug wins again. That's 5 in a row. Doug now takes a 1-goal lead and evens up the majors.
How do you like that?
Evens up the
Maybe
majors.
I proved my point.
But we lost all the money.
I'm beginning to think
the money last week. We
The
have plenty
kids
left.
didn't get any money.
No, not a nickel.
Nothing for the children. More, please.
Well, we help adults too, Doug.
No money for them either.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Doug wins. He is now up 10-9 on the season.
All right.
Now, I know there's been 20 weeks, but one of them was a draw.
No.
Yeah, I gave you that one.
See, now
Even
it's
though I-
coming in. Now he's down
That
one.
was a gesture.
The generosity falls.
No, even though I won, I gave it to you because we both were so bad. I just
Yeah.
said, it's a draw. We suck.
Okay.
No, it was fun coming down the stretch. And it's good that Shoffley finally gets that I can't close off his back. He played well.
Sunk the birdie putt there at 18. It's a nice moment for him.
Yeah, I thought on 10, I thought, here we go. Bogey to par 5, and nope, came back.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you guys talked about Scotty Scheffler on Friday.
Well, sure we did. Of course we did.
Skipped it.
Well, I was
Not big enough news.
When I saw it, I
wanted
was
to
like,
preview the Sox series and the duel with DC.
The duel with DC, yeah. I went to the game Saturday night. I didn't recognize most of the Red Sox players. You know, they've usually had a lineup full of big-name players that you know.
When
I
you
knew,
hate Vaughn Grissom.
I knew
why
Rafael
do you?
Devers, and that was about it.
you didn't know O'Neill?
Well, I didn't know, him.
I saw you on camera. You were standing and cheering and then yelling at fans to stand up. And
Yeah, I was, get up, get up, get up, get up. We're doing a wave, I would say. And, of course, they didn't pay attention to me.
Ollie gave him a clap, which is nice considering you got him out of town.
I did
the
have,
Galley ran him out of town.
I did a B-fib in front of me, give Tyler O'Neill a brief standing ovation, which is okay.
The B-fib check-in.
Yeah, he was all over that. Yeah, well, we're not in last place anymore. 7 out. We've taken a game and a half lead over the Reds, who've lost 3 in a row. The Reds are absolutely asking no quarter and giving none.
Doug, the National League Central. How about that whole deal?
Yeah, it's not great.
What makes you say that?
Not great.
Well, the Cardinals would have picked up a game on everybody but the Pirates yesterday because everybody in the Central lost, but alas, they were not able to do it. They are now 20-26, 46 games into the season, 7 back of the Brewers, 5 back of the Cubs, who will make their way to St. Louis on Friday. First, the Baltimore Orioles, who trail the Yankees by 2 at 29-15, come to St. Louis. The Yankees, for the record, have won 7 in a row. So there you go.
Orioles are a good team, 29-15.
That's right.
In a tough division.
And they score a lot of runs.
Yeah. This will be a rough little series for our Redbird.
Cardinals are in a spot now with a Liberatore turn that...
That's brutal, dude.
This gets in Jackson's kitchen because he was holding out hope for Matthew Liberatore, and I think he might make an announcement right here.
Still, I'm holding out hope, but as a reliever, I'm about the starting ship has sailed. It's crazy that this 5th starter situation is still nagging them this deep into the season. It's not like they didn't know that Matz was injury prone. Hell, they started the season without Sonny Gray. The fact that they have no contingency plan for this 5th starting spot and are still trying out things like Liberatore or bullpen starts is ridiculous. It costs the bullpen. It costs them.
Takey, eggs and bakey.
It costs their ability.
Put them on, Doug.
It costs their ability to win a series because they have a 5th starter that's an automatic loss spot. You can't afford automatic losses when you're in this position in the standings. Something has to be done, or it should have been done in January and February when you were busy telling everyone Yadi's coming.
Look at this guy.
God,
Taking off from
Marcy not take.
It's crazy that we're almost, we're in mid to late May, and they have no idea what to do with the fifth starter. They might as well put me out there. I'm a lot cheaper.
I saw the setup yesterday, and I'm like, okay, third game of this and Liberatore start. It strikes me as anybody know what the odds were on that game yesterday? That's not a fair question.
It was plus money. I know the Cardinals were plus money.
They were.
Yeah.
Who was pitching for Boston? I forgot. Cutter Crawford threw on Saturday.
Pedro. Let's see.
Pedro Martinez, Doug. He was back, and that was fun. He had that, he had that friend of his that Manny Ramirez paraded around in the 2000 World Series. He was a little person, not like a Mickey Carroll little person. I'm talking about, remember that guy? Nelson De La Rosa or something? They brought him around as a good luck charm. That didn't get as much attention as it should have. I don't know if you could do that in 2024.
Politically incorrect.
Nick Pivetta.
Nick Pivetta. He's a wide Delta guy. Nick Pivetta. Hey, Doug's wearing the mittens, though. Do you want to support the EDF Group as a sponsor at TMA? It's real simple. Do you have a fire extinguisher where you work? The answer is yes, you certainly do. So please email the EDF Group at fire@theedfgroup.com so a technician can come out and explain to your team how the EDF Group can save your company money. Again, that email address is fire@theedfgroup.com. The EDF Group is hot and will prevent your facility from having hot fires. Experience the EDF Group difference. Learn more at theedfgroup.com. And you can text in your takes. South City Sporting Goods text inbox 314-881-TMA5 and call on the Collier and Thompson phone line 636-9004-TMA. Email in the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Love it, Plow Jackson. Mo can drive even the most chill. Absolutely insane. That's from Ken's Wedding Toast. Baseball sucks.
Hey.
Stop. How about Ant whooping that ass last night? That's from the Green Park Goblin. Doug, you want to talk about Ant?
Well, they were, down 20 to Denver in the third quarter?
Start of the third, yeah.
And came back and won by 8? I was
Correct.
stunned by that. Two teams went into foreign territory in Game 7.
Yeah,
Came
how
out
about
with a
that?
win.
Yeah.
Jackson, are you mad as Hornets about who won?
The Knicks have finally succumbed to their injuries and have bled out onto the hardwood. That was, even if they were to win that game against the Pacers, that would be a quick series with the green and white. They are so injured right now, and Tom Thibodeau still plays them 44 minutes a game. So even if they would have somehow beat the Pacers yesterday, it wouldn't have gone well for them in the ECF. So I'm fine with the Pacers moving on, even though, we got some fun Knicks basketball. But I'm really excited about Ant-Man beating the Nuggets. That was awesome.
Jackson is 1,000% gunning for Tanner's chair. We'll miss you, King. Are you looking to go on BK and Ferrario?
No. I'm pretty happy where I'm at. I like my situation. The fifth, it's just like, you could have seen this coming. Everyone saw it coming, except apparently the guys who make the decisions. And that's what's so frustrating. Because this fifth starter spot is going to be quite, you'd have no contingency plan, no depth at starter, and not even 5 good starters at that. Like, this is what's going to happen.
It's hard to believe. They must have, 150 players in their organization.
Probably.
Somewhere in that neighborhood that you can't get 5 that can throw 4 or 5 innings and keep you in a ball game.
And their past sins of bringing up young pitchers too early and ruining their confidence is now muddling their ability to do that now. Like, they won't bring up Robersa because they don't want to scare him and get too quick with him, but he's probably the right option. He's 22. He's thrown pretty well in AAA.
Bring him up. Bring him up.
They still have Tink at AA, so if you're thinking, what about Tink Hens? He still has to see AAA hitting before he can make to the majors. Like, they're nowhere close with a single pitcher as one of their prospects. And they don't have anybody, they've tried the, what's his name? Zach Morris or whatever his name is.
Zach Morris,
Thompson.
Doug, you remember Mark Paul Gosselaar? He starred opposite AC Slater in Saved by the Bell. Mr. Belding, very creepy man.
Tough for Belding. Zach Thompson. He was Cheeks. They've tried Liberatore.
You like that term, Doug?
I don't care for it at all.
They've used Liberatore, Cheeks. They've done the bullpen start, Cheeks. Like, they don't have a plan, and it's so frustrating. And Mats is going to come back and suck.
I saw a ranking on the scoreboard Saturday night where they had the league leaders in all the categories. Jack Flaherty was leading the American League in strikeouts, and Jordan Hicks was like 3rd in the National League in ERA.
That's the one that hurts.
Why can't these guys ever develop here?
Hicks would be perfect right now. Like, perfect. That was total. Flaherty won the injuries, and it wasn't working. I'm cool with that. The Hicks one I can't stand. That is burning.
But the thing about most of these players that go elsewhere and thrive is that fans here and media were ready to see him go.
Yeah, O'Neill and Flaherty are two
Ozuna
prime examples.
tearing it up.
Ozuna's
having a huge year.
not
and yet
replacing Ozuna's powers.
And O'Neill, most everybody in St. Louis was ready to move on from Tyler O'Neill.
Yeah.
And all these other players too, but they go other places and they thrive.
Flaherty, I think, is far from thriving at this point. Like, if he has another good, like a full season of being really good, then you can say that.
He leads the league in strikeouts.
I'm aware, but
Jose De Leon did as well, and he led league in losses one year.
Lance Lynn led the league in strikeouts like a year and a half ago.
Well, that's usually a sign that you're pitching pretty well.
No doubt, you're getting swing and miss stuff. I'm just saying, like, I'm not sold yet completely on Flaherty. Same with O'Neill. Like, give me a full season of them being really good. And
nonetheless, both are better than anybody the Cardinals have now.
Well, that's more of a reflection.
Tyler
of
O'Neill has more home runs than Goldschmidt and Arenado combined.
Yeah,
and he missed 2 or 3 weeks.
That's tough.
Ozuna's like top 5 in the league in home runs. Aroldis Garcia, same thing.
Yeah, Woody, who's over here saying?
My question is why, when nobody was really saying we've got to hang on to these guys, and yet still they go somewhere else and they kick it into a whole nother gear.
Well, yeah. I mean, we have talked about that quite a bit.
I know. I don't get it. I continue to be flummoxed by it.
Good news is, in the interview clips that we have from Frank Cusimano on KSDK with John Mozeliak, that is talked about. I mean, Frank really, the only question that I would have asked, and I realize that, but I thought he asked everything that I would have asked, and I really enjoyed the interview. You can watch it on KSTK's YouTube channel. At least I assume it's KSTK. That's where I watched it. Okay, it is. Is the Marmol extension? Why? But everything, including the television situation, asked about exactly what you're talking about, Doug, with players leaving and then developing, his own job security, Trevor Bauer. It's all there. I mean, this is good stuff here. Jackson, let's go through it. I think it's to me it's the lead in St. Louis this morning. Here is we said, well, who could they possibly bring up? So that's where I'm concerned, because it's kind of like this season. I still think they could win the National League Central. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I still think they could. That doesn't mean I think they're a 95-win team. But I just think that this is just kind of a middling. I don't buy into the Brewers yet, but maybe I should. I don't know. See the Cubs up close here this weekend. Maybe there's something there. I just think that this is the issue, though. When you're giving away 1 out of 5 games, and the Lance Lynn situation is trending in a direction as well. Yeah. That can't happen when you're in the spot they're already in. But with that said, so people go, well, who are they high on? And that's where I'm concerned, because there are not answers pitching-wise as far as the depth goes. So Frank asked him about that. Here's what John Mozeliak had to say.
Hit the lever, Bert.
I think somebody like Tink Hens has a chance to do that. I think Roberts has a chance to be a really good starting pitcher. I think Sajaci is someone that really understands how to hit, and I definitely think he's going to be an impact bat at some point. And I think we have some catching prospects coming up as well. And so it's a nice blend of what you're seeing in our system. Now, we've got to hit on some pitching. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And when you look back at the last 15, 20 years, we were getting guys that were contributing to our rotation. And I think that's the most important part we have to focus on moving forward.
That's John Mozeliak, and giving him an idea of who he is high on. And what stands out to me is there isn't a lot there. That's what stands out to me. I mean, he was given the opportunity to go into it. I think 9 out of 10 Cardinal fans are aware of the name Tink Hens. For the record, Tink Hens this season at this point is, Doug, he's having a good year. I mean, it's not like it's insane, but it's a good year.
Just sub 1 whip.
He has a 1.08. Yeah. Whip in 39 2/3 and a 3.18 ERA. And he is pitching at Double-A as of the moment for Springfield. But this goes into the evaluation of the organization. And I believe this is where Frank asked him about players that we were deciding that have gone elsewhere and started to thrive.
So we live in a negative society, and you probably know that better than anybody right now. But people, I think, forget some of your trades. The very first one was for a World Series MVP, David Freese. Then there was Matt Holliday. 2011, all the pitching moves that helped this team win a world championship, Goldschmidt, Arenado. But what people remember are Garcia, Rosarina, Alcantara, Gallen. And I'm wondering, when those highlights come on and you see those stats, how do you feel about guys that you had that are thriving elsewhere? Is it just part of the game, or does it sting a little bit?
No, it stings, but if you're not making mistakes, you could also argue you're not trying, right? And so, a lot of the examples you've cited, I'm not sure the stories are completely written there. The one I think you can definitely say was a bad deal was, Sandy and Gallen, because that is what it is. But some of these others, I still think, like Libby could still emerge as being either a frontline starter or an elite reliever, and the ROI on that might end up being, comparable. And, I know we get beat up a lot on Adolis Garcia, but, 28 other teams could have claimed him as well. And even Texas put him on waivers again. And, it's a great story now, but there's a lot in between. And so I think for us, it's like, we wish we had, everyone we made was perfect, but they're not.
There you go. The Matthew Liberatore thing, that's stunning.
Yeah.
Because I have to say also, and you'll hear all the clips, and you can watch the interview yourself, I thought it was a very honest interview. I know that most may not feel that way just because they dislike him or think that he's being disingenuous about everything. But specifically, that part was, I just don't know how. I mean, I guess the reason for the record why I think he's saying the Gallen Alcantara thing is what it is because Ozuna's gone and the book is closed. Right. There is no chance for quote-unquote revenue to come from the Cardinals side of that deal anymore. Meanwhile, they're still paying, even though the Marlins don't have Gallen. He's with the Diamondbacks. The Liberatore thing, theoretically, the math can change, but my God. I mean, you have Rosa get that money in 2025 and 2026. They don't want to be exposed on that. At the same time, number one, I could be wrong, and then number two, I don't know why they wouldn't talk about that more honestly but openly, but maybe it's just not as big of a factor, although he does acknowledge 2025 and 2026 they don't know.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of on not talking about it as much is kind of like the public money thing, where at a time like this, do you really want to be presenting outside of the field problems?
Yeah, I know. I talk at a time like this, but just in general, even before the season started.
Yeah,
this is a different time. Frank asked John Mozeliak about his own job security. I thought this was a good question for Frank Ismano.
It's a lever Berkey.
Do you worry at all about your job security?
Do I?
Yeah.
Not in the sense that most people think about it. Like, I certainly understand I'm responsible for this, and I know if it doesn't go right, then I should be held accountable for it. But if I were to never work another day again in baseball, I'll be okay. I'll figure out something to do. Like, it's not where I was 15, 20 years ago and I would have been fired. It would have been very much more devastating. And but I take a lot of pride in what I do and what we try to do here as an organization. And I hope it doesn't end that way, but I certainly understand it's plausible.
Yeah. Well.
Did he mention Ali at all, as far as his job security?
He talks about the coach's soundbite too, Jackson?
Yeah.
I think we have a lot of confidence in what we've done, and we're trying to evolve as well. So I don't want to make it seem like, we figured this out, we're just going to keep the same model. But I mean, for close to 20 years, it was working pretty well, and so we still have a lot of faith in what got us here.
Okay. Well, that's true. It's just they also have to figure out how to get out of the hole that they've dug for themselves.
Right. Yeah, the model might have worked for a sustained period of time, but evidently it's not working anymore. Or that version of it is not. I'm not saying that the Cardinal way, quote unquote, is inherently wrong, but right now it is not working.
I don't remember in the previous 20 years their off-season model being to sign a bunch of mid-30s free agents. Brandon Crawford doesn't look like he can play in the major leagues anymore.
Now, why do you say that?
He looks totally overmatched at the plate.
Oh, he's rough. It's such a sharp contrast from what you get out of Mason Wynn with the energy and the, just general excitement. It seems like Brandon Crawford's in there to cash and not make a
Oh my
comment about
God!
his
Wow,
mentality.
Where are the mittens?
Not to make a
Gone and
question.
put them away.
Not to make a question about his
God.
mentality or his effort. That's not what I want to do. But it's just
Sherman
a-
Kurt, you interested in working on Balloon Party? I think Jackson's moving on.
No, it just doesn't, sometimes it doesn't seem like he's just going up
This
there.
guy
It's like,
just
all right.
Howard is there to cash a check.
It seems like at some points he's like, all right.
Seams. Oh, you're using seams.
He just looks overmatched to me right now. I'm sure it's hard to only play once a week at the most, especially
Yeah.
at that age, to
You're
get
right.
it cranked back up.
You're right.
It's not easy what they're asking him to do.
He's a 3-time World Series champion. You know, I'm tough to.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not over here
He's
saying
hitting 273.
Right,
No,
better than a lot
I'm
of the
sorry,
guys.
that's his
I think
OPS.
he might be under 200.
He's hitting .097.
97 he's hitting.
Did you say he asked him about Trevor Bauer?
Yeah, he did. I'm going to get to that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Stop trying to lead this, Leather!
I'm just.
We're still on the Brandon Crawford topic. Oh. And Carpenter hadn't done a whole lot either. What is he, 36, 37?
He looked a little bit better.
It looks better than Crawford. Yeah.
John Mozeliak on if the job has taken a toll on him and his family.
What kind of toll has this taken on you and your family and the negativity you've encountered?
Well, most of my family understands not to read things and not to follow social media. I will say, like, it's hard for someone like myself to just say, oh, I can ignore it, because that's impossible. I certainly get the sense that the city is tiring of me, and, the vocal minority is getting louder and louder. And, the only thing that can change that course is we start playing better.
That's John
Right there. That last point is the truest unfortunate fact is if you want to have a better stock, you better just play better.
Yeah. And it's not his fault that nobody hits.
Right.
That's not really on him.
But interestingly enough, as you'll hear in this, Frank asks a question about, the last couple of off seasons, and he said, with the benefit of hindsight, they wanted to do something, or would have liked to have done something more creatively with the offseason. Offense this offseason, excuse me. Here's John Mozeliak again. This is from KSDK. You can watch the interview in its entirety, and I would recommend it. I think it was a really good interview on their YouTube channel.
If I look back at the last 2 years I've had at work, I could think of 5 things I'd like to have back. What would you like to have back, or where do you second guess yourself when you're in your office and the Cardinals are losing a game?
Well, I definitely feel like, go back to the offseason of 22 to 23, and, we should have added some pitching. Like, we kind of thought that some of the bets we were hedging on were long shots, and they ended up proving to be just that. And so I certainly regret that. And as I look at our current club now, I think there might have been some other things we could have done a little bit more creatively for our offense. But at the time, we felt like all these guys, what they did last year, we just assumed that they would be taking a step forward this year, and unfortunately that hasn't happened to date.
Yeah. Talking about Walker, Gorman, Nootbaar, players like that.
Mm-hmm.
Donovan.
Yeah. Yeah. They've all gone backwards.
Yeah.
Outside of maybe Wynn.
Yeah, Wynn's taking a good step up.
Wynn's major league stats were about as floor as you can get at that age. I suppose when you 37, that can change. But so again, I thought he was very minus the Liberatore thing, and I don't really want to harp on that. But I get what he's talking about in the sense that the math isn't complete, whereas Gallen, Alcantara, it's complete because Ozuna, the asset they acquired, is gone. It's over. That's finite. The Liberatore thing I disagree with, but whatever. Overall, I mean, it's a 15-minute interview, and I thought that he was very straightforward. Now, this is the one that's making its way around. Doug, do you call it the blogosphere?
I've never said that in my life.
Jackson, do you call it
never
the blogosphere?
one time have I used that
like
word.
2011.
I like the blogosphere. Jackson sent me this link. This to me, I mean, this is, but I already know. This is why I saved it, Iggy, because I know. For whatever reason, I have no idea why, and I know we have our little political thing on the program, which I think has been one of the most significant decisions in the 20-year history of this show, January 7th, 2021, group text. But I have no idea why those who are more on the conservative side love the Trevor Bauer thing. It's not absolute. I don't know what it's about. I'm sure there's a theory to it. I'm not looking to break down, anything other than all I know is it's a hot button thing. Just like, for whatever reason, in 2003, when you had the Kurt Warner, Mark Bulger debate, if you were really religious, you loved Kurt Warner, and so we weren't talking about quarterbacking. We were talking about you just were with Warner, even though I believe Bolger was Catholic as well. I have no idea. I just remember living through it, and it was a weird time. The Bauer thing, I do wonder about. In fairness, but I just know that this is like gasoline. So have at it. Here it is. Here's Frank Gusmano asking if they've considered Trevor Bauer.
Have you ever considered Trevor Bauer?
I haven't, in the sense of like, all the noise that was around that. I just don't know if that would be good for this community, good for our team. And I don't want it to make it look like I'm so desperate to have to win. I would do something that, maybe would fly in the face of our one's moral compass.
But the thing is, he hasn't been charged. The girl she came out as being a liar, right? The charges were dropped.
This is 100% speculation. 100% speculation. Kind of along the lines of similar to Colin Kaepernick. I mean, at this point, when a quarterback goes down, like TMZ and New York Post will still write about Colin Kaepernick. I mean, the man hasn't quarterbacked in a decade. It's the strangest damn thing. But if you ask me if I can bet whether or not there was an agreement among the NFL owners and or an edict passed down, we're not bringing him on board. That's just the way that it is. And everybody just goes, okay. And then after a few years, they're like, yeah, we wouldn't sign him anyway. I wonder if there isn't some kind of thing with baseball that you can't sign Trevor Bauer.
Oh, I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So because I don't know. It's
30 teams. He's
right.
Not as good as any of the 5 pitchers on any of the 30 teams. That's not accurate. So there's some other reason for it. And it's like Mozeliak gave the reason. They don't want the noise on the outside.
Yeah. More speculation, but he was always critical of MLB's policies and certain things, like always critical, always going after Manfred. And so when you kind of see this opportunity as an out, somebody in baseball might take it. Again, pure speculation. I just remember him always being critical of MLB policies and rules and stuff like that.
You would think he would have some kind of case of collusion.
I mean,
best
of luck. Baseball's kind of skirted that for 100 years.
But players have won collusion cases in the past.
Yeah. All right, fair enough. I've been bested.
I've been bested. I like that.
Yeah, I think that at some point the commissioner sent everybody a little note, said you will not be signing Trevor Bauer.
I doubt it was in a written form. But
probably not. No.
But if indeed that happened, I just
message.
Yeah, maybe on WhatsApp. Iggy, it's your guy. What do you think? That and Chris Archer.
Well, I mean, it's obvious that teams have been told stay away from him. I mean, he'd be number 2 on this team.
Yeah. How desperate could the Cardinals be?
I don't want to sign somebody just to try to win. Well, isn't that what you're supposed to do?
It does seem like at this point, any team who would sign them, it would be like the ultimate sign of this ship is sinking. Otherwise, because the Yankees aren't signing him, the Dodgers aren't signing him.
I guess nobody really knows what happened. It's a he said, she said thing, right?
Yeah.
If the charges have been dropped, I don't know what the argument is on the other side.
It was more than one case, but I don't think at this moment, I do not believe he has any active cases ongoing.
No.
I believe the last one was the one who is now being essentially countersued for fraud.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a dangerous warning to all players to be careful. You got a target on your chest, and it can take you down. It can ruin your career.
Certainly. Yeah.
Looks like it's done that to him.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to be seeing him. He's also 33 years old. It's not like he's 25.
I'm surprised he didn't go to Japan.
He was.
The Cardinals did sign a 34, 35, 36-year-old and then did a victory tour about the rotation.
Speaking about the other 29 franchises.
And for the record, I mean, on the thing that I don't know, man. I'm telling you, in all the years of doing this stuff, the Oli Marmol contract extension was, I'm not saying it's the most, maybe it was the most egregious. It was just the most surprising, let me just really shove it up people's asses thing. And the reason for it was we love the way this club looks. And especially once we settled the rotation, we didn't want that hanging over the club, especially with an early portion of the schedule being difficult. And so they used the offseason and what they did with the rotation as some kind of like, well, we settled all questions, you know. And I'm just going, yeah, you got one guy who's outstanding. Don't get me wrong, but the remaining rotation is Michaelis, Matz, Lynn, and Gibson. I mean, that isn't like I don't know. That's the thing that, for the life of me, I don't get. Because again, they could terminate him. They could terminate him here. I know Iggy, you got your big $50 bet, but they could terminate him still, of course. But just for the life of me, why would you do that coming off a last place finish? And a fan base, you have to be conscientious. It's part of the job. I understand you don't sit there and read Twitter. I get that. That's very sound there. But you have to have an awareness of what the fan base's perspective is. And that just was, let's dunk on people by giving him an extension. So, whatever.
I suppose they could still fire him easy enough, but they're on the hook for a couple more $1 million at a time when they're claiming that money is tight, not knowing what the TV situation is.
Yeah, I mean, the money part of it, I would think on their end is like the least of their concerns. More of a messaging thing.
I made that bet for one reason. I mean, they're playing better, but I just think this early in the season, they got to save face. Not going to fire a guy 60 games into the season. Well, we gave him a 2-year extension, but it didn't work out. See ya. It's more saving face than anything.
Yeah, probably so. Probably so. I don't know.
What was the crowd like on Saturday night?
Packed.
See,
absolutely packed.
That's what I wonder
Gorgeous
about
night.
when you look at you had great weather,
giveaway,
and the Red Sox. I think it's more. I mean, this homestand, Red Sox, Orioles, Cubs, you couldn't ask for, but. You know, that means if you have this kind of homestand, what's it going to be like when I think the Pirates are making their way to town here from midweek series? I could be wrong on that. I think it's Pirates and Rockies. The Jordan Walker bobblehead night, meaning that he'll be back by June 6th, I think is against the Rockies on a Thursday night.
Is.
The reason I bring that up is, you know, if they can continue to have the kind of week they had. I mean, they did have a 5-2 week, right? Is that right? 4-2 week, I guess. 4-2 week.
Yeah, they won 5 out of 7.
Then that eliminates any conversation. I think even if they're not going to be in the mix for the Central, but you know, it's another thing when you have the Red Sox, Orioles, and Cubs. The next homestand is the Rockies and Pirates, and it's a 4-gamer with the Rockies. And it's a 3-gamer after a Monday off, midweek, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, with a day game against the Pirates. If they're flopping around after a trip to Philadelphia and Houston, which is absolutely live when you consider those two teams, that would be a time where they don't want to sit there and go, crap, we can't afford to have the ballpark be empty. So I would have been curious, you know, what it would have been like if it were a different set of circumstances as far as the opponents go. But this week they should have big crowds just because of who they're playing. You know, I mean, this market is baseball savvy, loves the game. So even if you're not really into the Cardinals, you don't get a chance to see the Orioles and all that young offensive talent Corbin Burns is throwing too often. You get a chance to see the Orioles, and then you get the Cubs, and that speaks for itself. That's going to take care of itself on Memorial Day weekend in what looks like very good weather.
I'm wondering if they would call up Jordan Walker for one night, for bobblehead night, watch him go 0 for 4, and then send him back down and say, thanks for the figurine, guy.
No, he's got 4 more series, 5 officially, more series to go before it's bobblehead season.
Well,
so you better hit some bombs.
At this point, you may as well bring him up, right?
Yeah, what else you got?
Siani's a good center fielder, but you got to hit a little bit to play the outfield. You have to hit some.
Well, the outfield's been such a plentiful resource over the last 10 years.
Carlson can't hit. Siani can't hit. Nootbaar every now and then looks like something, but he's at what, 218 himself.
A little bit going this weekend.
Why not just leave Walker out there?
Yeah, I'm with it. I think so. Yeah.
It's not like he's taking the spot of somebody who's actually producing.
Yeah. No. If there was, you're right. If there was if like the outfield was kind of humming a little bit, and that's where you're getting at least a little offense, I would think, keep.
You're getting nothing. Nothing.
Yeah. I don't mind him though starting every day and getting like more confidence against lesser pitching. because I feel like it's a confidence.
For the record, he is hitting .318 with an .802 OPS in Memphis. And Doug, over his last 7 games, this can't be right. Oh, that must be at the major league level. It's got to be. But in 2024, he is hitting .318, .802 OPS. Still no home runs, which is eye-opening.
He's not big enough to hit the ball out of the park.
I agree with you. He's only, 5'2"?
Something like that. 5'2", 135, 140, something like that.
That's right.
Yeah, they call him Pipsqueak.
Yeah,
I didn't know that was his nickname.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's Yoda night. That's why he's being called up for the Star Wars thing.
Well, again, I think you may as well just let him have at it here, learn it here. There's a lot of guys that can hit at the minor leagues.
Yeah.
That can't come to the major leagues and duplicate it.
Luken Baker, your guy?
Yeah, he's gotten a little bit of a chance, not an extended chance like a lot of other guys have.
Walker has a hit in every game in the month of May with the Memphis Redbirds -2. So
yeah,
he's been hitting.
Even if he's not hitting for power, I still think it's such an improvement. Just getting the barrel on it.
Mm-hmm.
The power will come eventually. He's too big despite his 5'2", 135-pound frame.
That's correct.
He's too big not to eventually start pulling bombs. Like, if he's hitting, that's a great sign.
Well, Burleson looks like he's finally got it figured out.
A little bit. Him and Gorman. Gorman had a decent little weekend. But still.
Gorman's hitting 200.
Yeah, well, sustained, not great. But he had some power this weekend.
Chairman Kurt, we're at 240 on the YouTube. What did we get to, 345 on Friday?
Yeah, I think we hovered right around 350 for a minute there.
What are you doing to try to get us to 351 today?
Nips.
That's a great answer, isn't it, Doug?
Nips.
Doug, you're dripping in sex. Can I taste it?
Hey! Why would you say that to me?
Yeah, that was a private recording. That was a pre-show meeting. 244 in there right now. YouTube.com/TMASTL and become a friend of the Feather and watch the program. Text in South City Sporting Goods text inbox 314-881-TMA5. Collier and Thompson phone line 636-9004-TMA and email in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Doug, I think we're hitting 90 this week. I think it's happening.
Today,
I see 90.
To get to 92 or something.
Oh, really? I see 86 today. Iggy, we're hitting 90 today?
No.
Well, I heard on the way in here we may come close to the records at 1941 of 93 degrees. Okay.
How often are they correct?
Well, pretty darn often.
No, I don't think I'd hit 90.
Look at that. 90 tomorrow. Either way, it's finally getting to the point where you'll certainly want to tune that air conditioning up. I saw I went over and picked up that Pizza Go-Go on Friday night.
Oh, did you?
How do you do, Pizza Go-Go?
You picked it up and then you went to Go-Go? Is that how it works? You're not allowed to eat there?
That's correct. Well, you can eat there, actually.
Oh, okay.
But cash only. Cash
Really?
only. It's the only time I have to stop at an ATM is when I go to Pizza Go-Go.
They don't want to pay that credit card fee.
I don't answer the questions on behalf of Pizza Go-Go at the moment.
Oh.
I might represent them starting in June. But it is a delicious treat. Either way, there's a Design Air billboard right by Pizza Go-Go at 44 in Arsenal, 44 in Jameson. Design Air, online at designairservice.com. Doug's a client. I'm a client. Iggy's a client. Why don't you become one as well? Get the air conditioning tuned up. Make sure it's taken care of for the summer. designairservice.com. Doug, who's our title sponsor?
That'd be Brown and Crouppen. If you have been injured due to someone else's negligence, if you have a potential personal injury lawsuit, Brown and Crouppen is a local law firm here to serve you. Local because they were founded here in 1979. Got a new office down there on the hill, and they've grown to become one of the largest personal injury firms in the entire Midwest. It's more than 250 legal professionals right now. Here's how it works. You think you have a case, you give them a call at 314-222-2222, and they'll give you a free evaluation of your case. You'll talk it over with them. If they decide to move ahead, if they think you've got a good case, they work on a contingency basis, no upfront cost to you. If you don't get paid, they don't get paid. And yes, they usually get paid. They've won more than $1 billion in compensation for their clients. Brown and Crouppen knows how to get it done. They know their way around the local courts. They know the other lawyers. They know the judges. They know how the system works in St. Louis, and they are there to help you if you need them. If you think you may need Brown and Crouppen services, here's the number again, 314-222-2222, or you go to brownandcrouppen.com and make sure you let them know you heard about it here on TMA. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising. Past results are no guarantee of future results,
and every case is different and must be judged on its own accord.
I don't know about those of you in the audience who are looking for homes like we are, but if you are, I would imagine your email inbox is full of listings. It is amazing what is going on right now with the listings out there. If you are looking for a real estate agent, I'd like to recommend Jeff Lotman. Doug, watch this. Take a listen to this.
Gosh, I thought you'd go right
Well
to
done,
the last
Doug.
name. Thought you'd go right to the last name.
On Monday, you're going to do this?
Okay, I could not be more
Iggy's so pissed he's
disappointed.
leaving.
Yeah.
See ya.
He won't stand for it.
No, okay.
Matter of fact, he'll smoke for it.
All right, go ahead.
JEFFLOTTMANN.com. Yeah, JEFFLOTTMANN.com.
Redeemed.
Yep. That was big. Now you're working with Jeff Lotman of Compass Realty and the number one luxury real estate broker in the St. Louis area. That's Jeff Lotman. If you're looking to buy a home, get somebody who's been working in the market for close to a quarter century with close to $500 million in sales. And that's Jeff Lotman. If you're looking to sell a home, the connections that he has and the connections that Compass has, also second to none. It's Jeff Lotman. JEFFLOTTMANN.com. JeffLotman.com. Jeff Lotman with Lotman Compass Realty. Jackson, tell me where I can go wager on Scotty Scheffler to win the Charles Schwab?
You can always bet with Circa. Doug, Circa Sports now available in Illinois. So if you live here in St. Louis, Missouri, you sign up. You just make the short drive across the river. It's not far. Not far at all. Maybe you're going out to play your FPCC match. That's a great place to wager. That's a great place to throw down a couple bets because that is in Illinois. So you sign up for the Circa Sports app. And what they do, Doug, is they encourage you to shop the lines, take a look around the other Illinois sports books, compare that to Circa. Very confident you're going to like the lines over at Circa better. I listed some of those odds for the PGA Championship. You would have got paid a lot more on your Xander bet if you're betting with Circa than with some of the competition out there in Illinois. We got a Game 7 tonight, Doug, in the NHL. Oilers versus the Canucks.
This is a Jim Dandy.
Battle of Canada.
Jim Dandy.
Yeah, we got Oilers minus 156, Canucks plus 142.
Really?
Vancouver plus 142 in this game. The over-unders at 5.5.
Is there an injury I'm not aware of there?
I don't know on that. I'm not the hockey guy. I
do
know that those numbers right there, 142 plus 142.
Some of their wingers may be banged up, Timmy.
Yeah, at this point, everybody's hurt. You know, the boys have been playing now for more than a month, and they're just fighting for their lives out there, trying to advance to take on the Dallas Stars. Tough weekend for the Crockies, eh? You know, not only with the Stars beating the Avs and Avalanche, Matt Duchene, you know, former Av, and then say goodbye to the Denver Nuggets, huh?
Yeah, no repeat this year, Doug.
No.
And is there anything better than saying Game 7 in the NHL playoffs?
Especially the Battle of Canada?
Yeah, baby. This is what you live for if you're a sports fan, so you can make that wager, plus many, many more options over at the Circa Sports app right now. Download it today, Doug.
Edmonton is minus 160 over under 5.5 when you go to ESPN. Boy, I'm telling you, that is surprising. I mean, listen, don't get me wrong. Edmonton can absolutely win this thing. I'm just surprised it's that big of a number.
Some of those rear guards have been blocking a lot of rubber bullets with their steel slippers.
Nice. Man, it's going to be nice when the Blues return to the playoffs for you to break it down. Just hope you're still doing the show when it happens.
Yeah,
Remains to be
it
seen
may not
on
be
the
anytime
Blues,
soon.
Yep.
Future's not, I don't know. The people that work in the organization say the future's bright, but I'd like to see some of that bright young talent.
Which organization are we talking about? Because we kind of got a couple of them.
Blues. Jake Neighbors, I guess, kind of emerged this year as a stud. They need a few more behind him.
Go Blue Note.
Yeah, go Blue Note. Okay. I just wanted to throw that out there.
The playoffs started today. The Blues would play the Blackhawks, who knocked them out in the first round last season.
Come on, Charlie. What kind of journalism is that?
I'm not necessarily a big St. Louis fan, like Cardinals fan.
What's wrong with that?
That wasn't a great thing to say as a St. Louis sportscaster.
You think Joe Strauss ever had to announce whether or not he's a pig? I like it. Good for Chuckles. Brock Besler's out for the Canucks. I apologize. I was not locked into what transpired. I'm telling you this, that's making a big difference on that number. At least I would have thought that Vancouver would be damn near even. So minus 160 for Edmonton on the road. Either way, can't wait.
What time's that start? Is that a really late game? Probably.
Your question there, Doug.
8 p.m.
8
Nah, that's
p.m.
not bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Puck drop at 8:14.
He has blood clots. So this is
Ooh.
This is a situation.
That's scary.
Yeah. Where was I going? Oh, you can vouch for. Well, you have the text inbox open.
Not right now.
Or you've decided that it might be best.
I started off.
I know.
the show.
There's not a doubt in my mind. Chairman Kurt does.
I got it open now.
Chairman Kurt.
Yeah, I'm always scrolling.
Yeah. There have been a large number of texts asking about your match with Mr. Licks.
Oh, there has.
Oh.
You can vouch for that, right?
Yeah, there
Not just
has.
making this up.
No,
There are people irritated that we have buried the lead. They wanted us to get to that before we got to the John Mozeliak interview and the Cardinals and Red Sox.
The B block.
Yeah, more B block. But you know what? It's the Munganess St. Louis Acura, Munganess Burkhardt 7 o'clock hour, even though it's 8:03. What happened?
There was not a winner decided.
What?
Whoa! They must have played 40 holes, and it just kept going and going. And so you guys are going to get back together today and try to settle this.
And I'm being serious here. I'm gonna be careful about what I say.
Why?
What the hell?
The match was not played.
No.
Doug?
He didn't show up?
There was a medical emergency in Camp Licks, and I'm being serious. And he was not able to make it out. He did his best, but it just wasn't in the cards. So the match was not played yesterday.
Everyone's okay though, right? In
Correct.
Licks camp, okay.
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah, and I don't want to put his business out there. This is 100% legit and valid. But yeah, couple hours before ball's in the air, I got the text that something had occurred, and he tried to make it happen, and it just wasn't in the cards yesterday.
Sounds like somebody was very ill, or I hope nobody passed away.
No. And I'm not. I'm being serious. Something did occur. It's not life-threatening, but there was a situation that just kept him from being out at Gateway yesterday. And I don't want to put his business out there. If he wanted to call in and talk about it, that's fine.
Now that are you on our Hubbard email?
I am not.
The show thing where you send in an email and complain about stuff?
More or less.
That Iggy is what, you blocked it? Or something?
Yeah, I just turned it off.
You blocked the company email.
Company man.
I just opened it up because Licks enjoys sending things in about live golf often that I candidly just immediately hit that little garbage icon.
Yeah, 100%.
As I do with many of them. But he has sent in a statement.
Okay, yeah, I don't have access to it.
Okay, yeah. And he's filing a protest.
Interesting.
He didn't show up? You granted him a reprieve, and he's protesting that?
I'll read. I haven't read it yet. All I see is it starts out with team. I'm filing an official protest. My dearest beloved wife broke her damn arm today. Doesn't sound like he's passionate.
No.
And I need to deal with that. Whole arm cast and everything. Is that consistent with what you were told?
Correct, sir.
Okay. Can't do anything because I have too many damn little tykes running around my house that requires attention and whatnot. KG tells me there will be no extension. Is that accurate?
That is not accurate.
Oh, Doug. Counsel will be retained.
Sure he will be.
What did you tell him?
I told him family is most important. I completely understand that that's a priority, but no decision was reached. Yeah, so that would be false that I told him no extension.
He's filing a protest, though.
Well, he can stick that protest up his ass.
Gosh! What are the
Chairman rules with an iron fist.
Telling you. Chairman Mao. KG tells me there will be no extension, which if that holds, I am forfeiting under protest, and I am willing to take this to the Supreme Court if need be. Doug, the Supreme Court might hear this.
I would think they would.
And on top of all of this, I've got this anxiety weighing over me that I'll need to do laundry now for the first time in like 10 years. I am not the type of person that does laundry.
No, I wouldn't think so.
And that is what he has stated.
Oh, gosh. Well, can't his wife that broke her damn arm drive herself to the damn hospital?
That's what I said.
And take care of the children.
Yeah.
I mean, his first mistake was getting married. I think the second mistake was the kids. So this is on him.
Right. 3 and out.
So why does he say that you told him it's over?
Let me go to my message thread here with Mr. Licks.
Oh, Doug.
No, he's pulling out receipts.
Yeah, it's receipt season.
This is Exhibit A.
Okay. I said, that's terrible. I'm sorry to hear that. Hope she's okay. Would pushing it back to later in the afternoon help you out at all?
Mm-hmm.
Gateway is the one that has set the deadlines for each round. I don't want to see it end like this.
No.
Gateway is wide open later in the afternoon. Completely understand that family is top priority.
Yeah. A broken arm can heal in a couple hours.
He told me, okay, stay tuned. I said, good luck, buddy. I'm sorry you guys are dealing with this. He sent to me at 11:56. Okay, 1:45 is not going to happen. Working on potential later times. Stay tuned. And then at 12:25, all right, it's not going to happen. I got to watch my kids. She's got a whole arm cast, so is sort of down for the count. I said, I'm sorry, man. Is she in a lot of pain?
Mm-hmm.
She is, but I keep telling her to tough it out, which I think is working.
Right.
I said, I hear wives love when you tell them that.
Yeah, they do. They do. They get a real kick out of that.
The Pope, Doug, you know the Pope, he can roll the rock. He said, real money has a nanny to take care of the children. Is it fair to question Mr. Licks' monetary status? That's from the Pope. Caller Ellen, wait, Licks doesn't have full-time in-home help.
Right.
So people are jumping on what might be a loophole here to this old money narrative.
Is it possible Licks was just hung over and didn't want to play, and this is his excuse?
That'd be damning.
This is the story he came up with?
That'd be damning.
Chairman Kurt, on the bracket that is on the wall here in the TMA studio, have you written yourself in to the next round?
No, that didn't feel right to do.
Mm-hmm. Doug, that bracket is still empty.
So what are you going to do if Gateway says it had to be played by yesterday and he couldn't play by yesterday?
Well, I talked to my assistant chairman Burkett.
Oh, Jackson, you're the assistant chairman? Congratulations.
I didn't realize I was kind of independent counsel, but I'll take the job.
But I mean, I see no reason why, if we could get it done in a timely manner, that this highly anticipated match can't be given a small extension so we can give the people what they want and have this matchup sometime this week.
Yeah, I think a special 7-day exemption based on the circumstances would be appropriate.
Yeah, why would Gateway really care?
As long as the tournament ends by the date that they are requesting, it seems like it would be okay. Especially, these are special circumstances. This isn't like two guys were like never planned it, and then the deadline came around. They're like, wait, we thought we had more time.
But if his wife is incapacitated, who's going to take care of the kids tomorrow or
That's
Tuesday
not our problem,
or Wednesday?
Doug.
Oh, gosh, you snapped at me.
Sorry, that wasn't directed at you.
Oh.
Well, in theory, if you give a week extension, you can make plans to take care of your family situation. One would hope. If you can't, then the forfeiture is complete. Because then it brings into question, if you were to advance, how could you schedule if some of these problems would always arise?
It's an unfortunate circumstance, but the tournament must go on, even if it is Shishawali in nature.
Yeah, I mean, we saw what Scheffler did under some weird circumstances.
He
so
played. He played.
You got to question whether Licks really wants this or not.
Scheffler was in leg irons and he was out there.
My God. Mr. Licks says he's calling in. He says, my damn kids, I need like 10 minutes. I don't know if that means for the call or for what. Let Iggy play for Licks so he can play our matches if we already have our opponent, or do we have to wait for you guys to bang it out? That's from Mr. Siders, and he's not happy.
No.
And Doug, he's part of the Sweet 16, and a lot of people think this Mr. Siders might win this thing.
Well, I don't know.
Well, no, if you are in the Sweet 16 and every matchup has been decided except Mr. Licks and I, feel free to get with your opponent. You guys can start coordinating those matches.
So I can play Bruce Valanche?
Yes.
All right, nice. The City Connect jerseys have been revealed, Doug, this morning.
Okay.
Doug, have you seen them?
No,
leaked
boy
on Reddit
howdy.
over the
Is
weekend.
that what we're supposed to say? Boy,
What's that? You leaked them, you said?
No, there was a leak on Friday that came out on Reddit. So I've seen them.
The TMA Reddit?
No.
Looks like the shots are too tight. I can't really see what they look like. I see red. I see a lot of red.
The hats are
Can we see a
brutal.
wide shot of the uniform,
Doug, it
please?
says the Lou. It's the birds in the bat with the Lou.
Okay.
I think we dodged a bullet, actually.
Getting a little too cutie.
I think we dodged a bullet. Well, it could have been a lot worse.
It looks kind of like what they'd wear in spring training,
Yeah,
red jersey.
it's goofy, but it could have been way worse.
Yeah.
Like there could have been a toasted ravioli,
Oh,
a little too much flag work, like the St. Louis City flag used improperly. The hat is terrible. The hat sucks.
The hat, I got to say,
hat-
I
you
mean,
have
Otherwise, it's a standard jersey minus with the Lou written across it. But yeah, that hat is.
It's a white pant, Doug, with a red stripe.
Okay.
So we dodged a huge bullet, not getting like red or yellow pants or something.
And
Hey, Doug, look, Nellie's in there. Check it out.
Okay. And who decided this had to be done?
Nike and the MLB. Every team's getting one. Most of the teams have them already. Cardinals were
And
like
the purpose is what? Just to sell more jerseys?
Yeah, of course.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, there is a thing like baseball, like the Cardinals basically wear, and mostly because their other uniforms are on back order, 2 uniforms, home and road. Every other sport has multiple uniform sets.
And look, Mr. 63011, I don't want to hear
It's
It's a plow move. Mr. 63011 has written, a chairman that simps and changes the rules will be removed by the board.
Oh.
That's Mr. 63011, and he's got a fast golf cart.
You can drive your fast golf cart right into the Mississippi.
Oh.
He's Meadowbrook
They don't
all day.
float. They do not float.
No, Chairman, there was never going to be universal acceptance of your ruling.
No, we saw this coming.
This is again the special circumstance. I just think under the circumstances, a 7-day window would be appropriate.
Well, yeah.
Otherwise,
Unfortunately, no matter what happened in your family life, even if it was a whole lot worse than a broken arm, the tournament still has to go on for the other people.
Look
And
at
if one guy can't play, I'm sorry, it just didn't work out for you this year. Not your fault. Unfortunate circumstances. We all feel for you, but it has to go on.
Look at you, protecting the field.
Yeah, you are. You protect the field.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when people were praising me last week, I said there's still time for things to go south, and looky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if you did I guess what would be the understanded rule, you would move on and you would never play licks, and I think this is much more honorable.
Yeah, if I just granted myself a forfeit victory, what would that look like?
Right. Now, you would be enforcing the rules that you kind of set, but also these are special circumstances. That's just my...
Kay in Southtown, standing up for the sponsors, Doug.
Okay.
He writes, if we knew an extension was a possibility, C.D. Longo may have been able to reschedule his match instead of forfeit.
Mm-hmm. It's true. It's true. I mean, stuff happens, unfortunately. Through no fault of Licks' own, everyone else in the tournament can't stop and just not play.
So what do you do in my situation, Doug?
I guess maybe you give him a day or two, and if he can't do it early this week, then he forfeits.
But here's the thing.
Because he's past the scramble of it just happened, I got to do something, it's happening right now. You got to give him that. But after a couple days go by, then the tournament has to continue.
Yeah, tough.
This is great that this is starting to creep into the audience, a little bit of balloon party, I think. We get it. You guys set special rules for rich people. The rich always get taken care of.
God.
I guarantee you that if Licks is from St. Charles, you guys would have told him tough crap.
Right.
St. Charles boys will not stand for this.
Well, KG's from Imperial.
This tournament is designed specifically for millionaires and billionaires.
That's going to hit hard for St. Charles folks here in the Imperial analogy that Jackson just made.
If we're talking a little bit more on the outer rims, with Imperial certainly would fall into that
KG,
category.
are you favoring the elite? Is that what's going on with this ruling?
No, not at all. I don't give a damn about Licks and his elitism.
There you go. There you go.
And total package.
Yes, more.
Let him have it.
Nice.
Total package for the record wrote KG forfeits to Licks. How about that?
How does that work?
Chairman, are you considering
How does that
forfeiting?
work?
No, I'm not stepping down.
No.
Why would you forfeit? You were ready to play.
That's a 0% chance of happening.
You morons waited until the last day. You forfeit. That's from the 314.
Both? So Curtis Hall just moves on to the Elite Eight?
You know what? Tournament's off. Tournament's
Cancel the tournament, as shishawali as it may be.
We're just going to start back from scratch. We're going to have a new drawing.
No, you don't have to do that.
The problem,
you're back in.
The problem with this is every single year some crazy crap comes up and we don't hammer down certain rules on certain things, which is no fault of anyone because how could you foresee some of these things happening? Like what is the rule for a special exemption? And Doug, I know you've mulled over for hours before on what to do when
I thought
things
it over
like this
carefully.
happen.
Yeah.
And
well, I've issued my recommendation. You give him a break on the day that it happens because it's chaotic and he doesn't have anybody to take care of the kids. Okay. couple days later, now he's had some time to figure it out. If you can't play, I'm sorry, you forfeit. It's a bad break for you. You know, bad breaks happen to a lot of people in sports. Guys get hurt, can't play. It's a bad break. The whole league doesn't stop because of it.
This is classic excuse making. Licks is a bitch. Stun on him, Chairman Kurt. That's from little Tommy Tribbins.
Right.
Wow.
Iggy, what are your thoughts? You've run tournaments before.
Well, you have a rule in place. If Scotty Scheffler wouldn't have made his tee time, they would have said, we'll give you come back and play around tomorrow when you're out of jail.
Well, they actually did say they're under extenuating circumstances.
But was that Rule 53A?
I don't know
Yeah.
what rule it was.
Are we policed by the Royal and Ancient?
Oh, hold on. Jackson, you want to just take this?
What do we got going on? What's
Mr.
going on?
Alexis.
Ella Reese Doug is on the line. She is now a brunette. Jackson and I favor dishwater blonde.
Do you?
Good morning, Ella. Big fan. Thanks for joining us on the Collier and Thompson phone lines.
Hello, Mr. Wicks.
Is that me? Am I on?
It's Mr.
Yes,
Blix.
start
He's on.
talking.
Well, Doug, I'm not happy with you.
Why?
If that guy is just realizing that there are different rules for people that live in St. Charles and Ladue, then he needs to wake up.
Really?
Put that on.
Well, okay. So are you going to get to play this round here in the next day or two?
Well, I think there was a misunderstanding. I'm sorry that I had to come to this, but I was under the impression when KG told me that Gateway set the deadlines that it was set in stone. So if I'm granted a reprieve, then I'll show up and beat his ass anytime he wants.
Gosh, talking tough for a guy who didn't make his tee time yesterday.
Well, an unfortunate thing happened.
Mm-hmm.
Licks, a number of people are texting in very surprised you don't have a staff of nannies who could have handled the situation.
Yeah, it's called love. It's called loving your wife. I mean, these guys don't know what marriage is because they, probably have been divorced 3 times over by now.
Okay. and based on that, you feel like you're owed an exemption?
That's right. It's a special circumstance. I mean, look what they did for Scotty on Friday. They gave him a few hours reprieve. Like, come on.
Well, I gave you a few hours, and you couldn't make that happen.
Well, that was different. That was a solo. He got released from jail. I'm still in jail technically. I got to take care of my kids all the time.
Well,
I didn't
maybe
mean
this
to compare
tournament
having
just
kids to being in jail.
maybe this tournament just isn't for you.
Analogy. What did you say?
I said maybe this tournament just isn't for you if you don't have time to play by the rules like everyone else.
I think this tournament's lucky to have me, Doug.
I don't know about that.
Wicks, would you be able to play in the next, let's say, 6 days?
Yeah.
Okay.
But then is that fair to the next round's opponent? Licks, I know you're a man of fairness. You know that.
Well, I think if we go back to the Shishawali nature of this tournament, then yes, I think it's fair. I don't think people should care that much.
No. Well, apparently the golf course cares. Gateway wants you guys in and out.
I do think it's funny that one of the sponsors forfeited.
CD Longo, he forfeited because I guess he didn't think he was going to be able to get the match in by Sunday. So now he's out, but then you and Chairman can still play.
Yes, I met him. Well, there's special rules for the chairman. I met CD in the first round, and I actually know him. We knew each other. Fun fact.
Yeah, it was a great one.
Super fun.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are you doing today? You're home with the kids again today?
I'm closing deals, Doug. That's all I do every day.
Okay, what happened to this wife that you love? She's still at home with the bad arm?
She's going to see the orthopedic.
Okay.
Why do they close on a Sunday? I mean, why? If you need an emergency, I don't understand why you'd be closed.
Hospitals are still wide open on a Sunday.
Well, but we need specialists. I'm not going to take her to General
James
Hospital
Andrews.
with the rest of the public, Doug.
Okay. We have some of the finest hospitals in the country right here that have been a doctor very capable of taking care of your problem yesterday.
Yes, and the specialist doctors are in Huntley on Sundays. They don't go into the office.
Oh, brother.
That's where they are. They're all in Huntley.
Does it take a specialist to fix a broken arm?
It's got to be set
It takes a specialist to do anything that, is healthcare related.
We have a
My family.
Lex, I know you respect glove blogger Tom Traven and what he's built with his glove blog. He writes, play a three-way stroke play match with KG and their next round opponent, 2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Chairman Kurt, what do you think? Jackson is an assistant chairman saying no.
I barely understand regular match play, let alone three-way match play.
Yeah, that changes the total nature of the
Kim, you'd have to be out there the whole day.
Well, that's stroke play, and I don't understand stroke play.
Okay.
Well, I'm sure Tim would love to be out there that match, so we'll make him the 4th.
There we go. Okay.
We'll play it Sunday morning when no one's on the course. It'll be great.
Quick round.
Well, it's up to KG. He's your commissioner.
There's a real chairman's quandary.
Hunchback of On Castle says, what are Lix's thoughts on Iggy exposing his identity? Do you feel like Iggy doxed you?
I think it's right up Iggy's alley to do that, so, that's a prize.
First name. That's what I gave. Go.
You guys remember? You guys remember when Iggy admitted he watched the Hannah Montana show? That was like 10 years ago. He's like, in his late 40s or something.
It's always a fun show.
They live right there on Santa Monica Beach. Now, go ahead.
Have you guys seen the latest trend for cocktail parties?
No, what would that be?
Well, you can go to the butchery and get your ice cubes engraved. Just regular ice cubes.
At a butchery?
Oh, my God.
Don't be so short with me. You're talking about going to a butcher shop to get an ice cube engraved?
The butchery. Important word you missed.
Well, what is that?
It's
That's off Revis Barracks, right?
It's a place, Doug.
Okay, well, pardon the hell out of me for not knowing where you shop.
Doug, you want me to disqualify him right now?
Block him!
No. You get your ice cubes engraved. You can get whatever you want engraved. You could do a zip code. You could do, if it's a graduation party where your kid's going to college, you could put your net worth on it.
Okay.
Useless nonsense going on in that area. Like that.
But it's not that expensive either. It's like $4 a cube.
That's not bad, Doug.
So
That's great ROI.
You ever pay $4 for an ice cube?
Hell no.
Well, but it's engraved,
melts
Doug.
away.
I don't need it engraved.
But that makes it cool.
I don't even know where the butchery is.
The butchery.
That's the one connected to Truffles, right?
I don't know where it is.
Lex, I'm asking you.
Oh, yeah. I blow about 400 a week there.
Okay. I think we need to disqualify him from the golf tournament.
You want him out just based on the butchery and the ice cubes?
Now I want him out.
Chairman Kurt, is this moving you?
No, the ice thing isn't going to get him DQ'd.
Do you guys think the whole Serena and Lily trend is overdone? I feel like every time I go into someone's house now, they got those Serena and Lily high top chairs, and it's just like, come on, man.
Okay, never mind. You're DQ'd.
He's gone!
DQ'd. Gone with that comment. Out. Out you go. Dismissed. Disqualified.
Well, I bet everyone's lawn in Worson Woods gets mowed on the weekend. I can guarantee you that.
Well, this time of year, probably.
Now, what is that? What is that? I'm sure plenty of people are listening to that, and Jackson's laughing uproariously. But Doug and I, we're common men, and we don't know what that means. Of course, the lawn would be cut on the weekend.
Right.
Well, if the listeners can't deduce that, they don't deserve to laugh at the joke. Okay?
Really good.
So the professional people come during the week, and the people that cut the grass themselves do it on the weekend? Is that what you're getting to?
There you go, Doug.
Okay.
You got there.
All right.
Some people enjoy cutting their own lawn. Doug enjoys cutting his own lawn.
Yeah, I don't mind.
It's noisy and annoying. I don't want people, I don't want my neighbors getting out tools on the weekend.
Boy, with these cicadas, lawnmower noise is welcomed. Those bad boys are loud.
Yeah, they are.
Yet to see one.
You haven't seen one of them yet?
I literally, it's deafening. I've been on golf courses where it's deafening.
That should be Maryland Heights' new slogan. Come to Maryland Heights, where we have no cicadas.
Licks, this texter says nothing screams new money louder than engraved ice cubes. You're not new money, are you?
No.
They do. There is an old money engraving and initials on everything, like on everything.
Oh, yeah.
Everything they own. Like I went to high school with some girls who
I had
had
a friend
everything they own.
I have a friend that got his dude wipes monogrammed.
Yeah, that's it. Monogrammed.
Oh,
everything
that's
is
old money,
monogrammed.
Doug.
Everything.
How did your family make this generational wealth?
I do want to talk about my caddy, Mr. 10,000.
Did you hear my question?
He was not going to show up yesterday due to the heat, so I was going to have to go solo.
Oh wow!
Would have been rough.
It was hot as balls out there.
And then my other buddy, who was going to play with us, ditched us that morning. He's like, "Hey, my friend just asked to play at Persimmon, so I'm going to go there." I'm like, "Okay, cool."
Is that why you didn't show, or is the wife thing real? I don't know. What
Wow, Chairman Kurt with a follow-up.
Oh no, I'll text you a picture of her.
Ooh,
Shrimply Pibbles.
Everyone's saying.
Hello, la la la.
Can you get this dumb MFer off the air? Licks goes suckle on your wife's teat because the breadwinner in your house is on the sideline. That's from Little Beer Cats. Wow,
Gosh.
Little Beer Cats. The next generation.
Your wife makes all the money?
Is that the guy whose dad hooked up with like a Festus 4 in the backseat of a Pontiac?
Easy. It was Crystal City.
Yes.
Twin Cities, Doug.
Mm-hmm.
You're right, though.
Iggy and Licks are slowly becoming in lockstep.
What a new alliance we have forming here, Doug.
What do you feel? What do you think about this new CYC realignment, Tim? They combined Central Corridor with South County and South City. It's got me all, all confused. I drove to Fenton the other day. I'm like, is that St. Louis County or is that a different county?
Doug, what is Fenton?
I believe part is St. Louis County and part is
Unincorporated.
Jefferson County.
Oh, it's Jefferson County?
I think part of it is.
I thought some of it was unincorporated
It
at one
could be.
point, but maybe that's
I
changed.
could be wrong.
Isn't that fun, though, for you to get a chance to see other areas, south of Manchester?
It's fun. It's different post-game snacks, too.
Now, what is that? What are the different post-game snacks?
Or wholesale?
I don't know. Yeah, you see some wholesale snacks on the other side. Kind of interesting.
What are wholesale snacks?
I don't know.
You get a break. Yeah, well, you get a break at Costco if you buy, 48 packs of Cheez-Its and not 12.
Did you have to go down there to St. Paul? Is that the one in Fenton? Right there off 141?
Yeah, actually. It was great. It was awesome. It was nice.
All right. Okay. Well, we haven't even discussed the CYC realignment.
We haven't. Not yet.
Hey,
Not yet.
I'm reeling today from yesterday's match. A misunderstanding. I thought KG was making me forfeit, but I'm going to get it in now. And then I'm reeling over Bryson. That was tough, but you love to see the way he reacted. He's hitting balls on the range. He watches the putt go in, and he goes immediately goes shake Xander's hand. That's what it's all about. So,
Doug, that's the class exuded by another live golfer right there.
All right. Yeah, boy, he hits the ball a ton, doesn't he?
Bryson?
His arms perfectly straight.
I think he had a 240-yard six-iron? He had a 246-yard six-iron. I mean, what in the hell?
I saw him hit one out of the fairway bunker 230 yards with an iron.
God almighty. God bless him. He was going for it. He went driver on 17. Yes, Licks, what's the question? I'm answering all questions. Doug is not. I'm happy to answer.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone to answer other than Tim's to this. So good. So, do you care that Bryson, like his 8-iron is an 8-iron, but he lofts it to basically a 6-iron degree. So people are like, oh, he hits his 8-iron 220 yards, but really it's like hitting a 6. But he can't keep him lofted like an 8-iron because he gets so much spin on the ball and his apex height. You like that, Doug? His apex height.
Don't say apex height.
He'll overspin it. Everything will spin backwards, so he has to. But I guess it's weird now that players do this. You talk about an 8-iron, but really it's a 6-iron. I guess it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, but what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, my thoughts are exactly what you said right before the question, which in the whole scheme of things, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I think
pros have. I think there's kind of a mental game in the golf equipment industry to make players feel like they're hitting the ball further. Going, Mom, my 7-iron now with this new equipment, I'm hitting it 180, and before I was hitting it 170. But then if the degree is different, how many players actually are aware of that? So then they think they're getting a better club, but in reality, it's at a different angle. Now, I know that's not why Bryson DeChambeau and most of the guys who are out on tour are doing it, but like you said, it all gets down to getting the ball in the hole, so who gives a damn what club you're using, from my standpoint. I loved what he did yesterday, man. He came after it, and God bless him. Colin Morikawa was in the final group of the last two events and did not play well in either one, so tip of the cap to Bryson for coming after it. Real big tip of the cap to Viktor Hovland as well. And hey, Xander Schauffele, famous for folding up on Sundays, even though I hated that course and what it did yesterday. God, that was brutal. When bogeys aren't in play, it's just for a major, it's, to me, boring. But tip of the cap to Xander, bouncing back after the bogey on 10, which I think was playing the easiest against par, if I'm not mistaken. But Bryson was coming for it. I wanted to see a playoff. I wanted to see a three-hole aggregate. You like that three-hole aggregate?
Stop saying that word.
That's what it is, though.
He finished 21 under. I think I saw that was the lowest score ever for a major.
Yeah, I mean, that's boo hiss to Valhalla is what I say. Boo hiss. There were a total of 11 bogeys amongst the top 10 players yesterday. 26 amongst the top 10 at Augusta on Sunday in the final round. Bogey wasn't even in play. So once you see that Xander's got 7 holes left and Hovland and DeChambeau only had 3 holes left or 4 holes left, you're going, well, the math is in their favor. You're not going, Xander's going to risk a bogey. He's not going to bogey. It's just a matter of how many he's going to birdie. They're going to run out of time. And that's not the way, to me, you determine a major champion. But that's what you got, and that's why it was interesting as far as that it was competitive, but when bogey's not in play, it's just kind of blah. That's the golf nerd in me. I will end it. I certainly won't bring that to Balloon Party, and that's as much as I'll go into it here, because I realize socioeconomically, talking golf is like Lick's talking about his trip down to St. Paul Fenton. It's not popular.
No. You still there?
Yeah, no, that was such a good take, Tim.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, the fact that I can throw a softball little comment question about Bryson's, 8-iron, and he takes it across the whole PGA Championship dynamic of Sunday is why he's on HD1, Doug, and quite frankly, you're not.
Stop eliminating, and frankly, you're out of the fan page.
He's gone. You just removed him. You just came in.
He's out.
I want to bang him.
I'm hanging up.
All right.
See him.
All right, bye.
I'll do.
It's very abrupt.
Callers.
Phone line's poison still?
I was going to use that for a clip of the day, but it's kind of long.
No, it's perfect.
Well, so he's out. I guess he's out.
Who cares? Let them play when they want.
Oh, that's nice.
We have rules.
No, I think you let them play. I don't know. Forfeit. No one wants to win by forfeit.
Well, if you have to.
Poor C.D. Longo, though, Doug.
Poor C.D.
I'd let him back in, too.
C.D. Longo's back in. Chairman Kurt, what do you think?
C.D., if you can play your match this week, you're back in, too.
I'm considering stepping down.
Oh, my
Don't do it. Don't let him beat you down.
You got to get stronger in face of adversity.
If you can't play your match, this leaves it wide open for everybody the rest of the tournament to say, you know what, I got a family emergency, I can't make it.
Yeah.
Schedule earlier.
Well, Licks is a busy man. I'm a busy man. It was, this was the day we landed on, and
how busy can Licks be? He's going down to St. Paul and Fenton.
These ice cubes aren't going to engrave themselves, Doug.
Hey, man. Doug, do you ever get to the butchery?
I don't even know what it is.
Right there, truffles.
And couldn't get a straight answer.
The truffles.
Guys like me and you don't know anything about truffles. Jackson and Licks, they know truffles.
What do you mean? It's a truffles. What kind of explanation is that?
Boy, the South County.
You sound so dumb right now.
Where's the butchery? It's a truffles.
That
doesn't explain anything.
At truffles.
You know what, Doug? You're suspended from next year's FPCC.
At Truffles. The restaurant.
Truffles is a restaurant bar
right
in
by
Ladue.
Bushes Grove. where Bushes Grove was. I don't know
Okay.
what that is now.
And the butchery is next to that.
It's connected to it.
Would it have been so damn hard to say the butchery is right next to a restaurant called Truffles?
That's what I said that
You
5
said it's-
minutes
you
ago.
said it's Truffles.
I said it's it's with Truffles.
But that doesn't mean any. With Truffles doesn't say it's a place next to the restaurant Truffles.
Listen, brother.
This Ledoux in you is really getting annoying.
To be fair, I've never eaten at Truffles in my life.
Don Pepe and Joshy Tuna are both in the YouTube chat, and they say that CD Longo has to be let back in now.
Everyone does, whoever forfeited.
Oh, this is going to open
Yeah,
up a whole
PGA
can
Pro
of
Dan
worms.
had to forfeit the
Yeah.
opening match.
Let him in.
Go play your first round match.
Sure.
First round? No, that ship has sailed. Second round, I would say, well, now you got a whole situation. Boy, I'm glad I'm not the chairman of this tournament.
No, I think if you miss your time, you missed it. Sorry. We all have unfortunate things happen.
This is tough.
We just do.
Real chairman's quandary.
Yeah, I mean, that's why the desk gets to the Oval Office. Or that's why these issues get to the Oval Office and the chairman's desk.
Mm-hmm.
Chairman, I mean, what are you thinking right now? I mean, you're hearing a lot of pros and cons.
Yeah, I'm going to be taking it under consideration. I will reach a decision by later this afternoon.
If this was some match other than one you were involved in, you'd simply say the guy was disqualified, right?
I'm sorry, Licks messaged me. What'd you say?
If this was a match that didn't involve you, you would simply say that person who couldn't make it is disqualified, wouldn't you?
You know, I don't work in hypotheticals, Doug.
Good for you. Speaking absolutes.
Well, that's what happened to some other people.
Well,
that
no,
couldn't
and
make it.
when I was talking to Jackson about this morning, if it were me that had the wife situation, I would appreciate some grace. So I'm trying to show some grace for a crazy circumstance. But
Yeah, I mean, they had their match scheduled under the deadline. Beautiful day. They had everything cooking the right way. Something crazy happened, and I think a special 7-day window should be extended.
No, Licks, you're out.
I got to tell you something. I'd say he's out. I just say he's out. Let me tell you. You want to hear a little story?
I would love.
I'll share a story. And people are surprised when I said amongst those who know about it. So I got a hole-in-one in March, and the reason I'm telling the story is not to talk about the hole-in-one. Whatever, I got a hole-in-one. And great players oftentimes don't get them. Lucky players get them. I got lucky. Whatever, fine. And there's a hole-in-one thing, as is at the place at plenty of golf courses where you get. And I think it was a pretty decent amount of money. I think it was like $2,500. You know, there's a hole-in-one fund. It comes off your bill each month when somebody gets one. But I was out there with my son, both my sons actually, and I was pretty sure it went in. It was from 199 yards, but I wasn't 100% sure. I didn't have anybody else, another adult playing with me. There was a guy over on the range, which was close to the hole, and I asked him to walk up there with me. I got it on video, get it to corroborate it.
Right.
But the actual rule is you have to have somebody 18 or over to witness it.
Right.
And that's the rule. Yeah. And I mean, when they told me about it, they were like so apologetic. And I'm like, I get why the rule is there. And you go, well, I mean, you have it on video. But if you, when there's that much money at stake, and this isn't about the money of this tournament, you could theoretically have somebody put the ball in there, and then you open it up to all kinds of, well, what about this? Like we're having with the CD Longo, or if you want to go back to PGA Pro Dan. It might sound harsh, but that's why the rule is there. And then, I'm very comfortable being the bad guy. Chairman Kurt, this is part of the baptism of the program, but that's why the rule is there. And while it might come off harsh to Licks, that's the deal.
And that's, as I kind of play
and that's the deal. That's unfortunate for CD Longo, who's a sponsor. I mean, hell, I guess I'm going against my own interests. Somebody's a sponsor of the show, but that's why there is a rule. I mean, I was he's a lawyer. He understands that stuff. So that's the game. And it's in a sense, if you individualize it, you go, well, what about this? What about this? But then you can argue the case with CD Longo, or then you can argue the case with PGA Pro Dan. And then how does it affect whoever they're playing in the next round if it doesn't work for his schedule? So that's why the rule is there. And then all members abide by what the rule is. It might come off as harsh and it won't play well on social media, but that's why the rule exists.
And I think you're making great points. You're very wise. I just...
God, stop it!
I think...
That is going to break my eardrums.
I'm starting to agree with you. I think what's just holding me back is that I don't want it to perceive like since it's me that would be advancing, I don't want it to come off like I'm taking the easy way out.
The rule is, if this would have happened with me, I'd be like, yeah, I'm out. It's just the way that it is. I mean, that's the way that it is. I get the conundrum that you're in because it happens to be your match, but that is why I am telling these kinds of stories. When I told that little story to the people who knew about the situation, like, that's BS, man. We should probably have and I'm like, but I get why the rule is there. And then that way it's an absolute. If you get a hole in one and you have somebody else who's with you who's over 18 and you corroborate it, you know.
At a country club, couldn't they afford to set up a little ring camera at a par 3?
Well, I mean,
if you're going to give away a lot of money, ring cameras aren't very expensive. You could record every shot that's ever made.
Why don't you go out there with your camcorder?
Yeah, every time I play, if you could.
Yeah, it'd just be good
Country
practice.
clubs have a little bit of capital to spend on ring cameras.
And I would hate a situation like if I open up this can of worms with extensions, what happens when somebody needs one in the Elite Eight?
You're not wrong there.
Yeah.
You want, if you nip this in the bud, then the rule is set in stone.
Nip it in the bud.
And it also creates a situation where it's kind of like when a field goal unit goes out there on third down, just in case something goes wrong with the snap, you don't schedule it on the last day. Now, if that's the only time that it works, then that's the only time that it works. But, I have a deadline for a match, like not this thing, something that's, different. And we're not able to play until next week. Guy might be listing. Wonderful gentleman. Should beat the hell out of me in about 10 or 11 holes. But, he was available to play this weekend. I couldn't have played, or didn't think I was going to be able to play on Friday. And so we haven't played yet. So if I'm not able to play, I forfeit. That's just the way that it is. That's why the rules are in place. And, something could happen with one of my kids. That's why you have these things.
Are we even sure the arm is broken? What does she do to break her arm? Could it just be a sprain? Is it all...
He says he's retained Thompson Coburn,
Is it all
so I
made
guess
up?
there will be a deposition.
Yeah.
We haven't seen a picture of the arm in a cast.
We'll get X-ray pictures this afternoon.
Chairman Kurt has just entered the studio.
Entered the Thunderdome.
Oh my God!
He's
writing his name! He just wrote his name in the bracket! He just made a decision. What a moment of authority and decisiveness, Doug. This Chairman Kurt. Mr. Licks just got eliminated. At 8:44 on a Monday morning. You'll remember where you were when you saw that.
Right. He stormed in here, a man of purpose, said not a word, but wrote his own name down in the next line. He's moving on. Licks, you're out. You're out.
He's moment.
Out. Well, the rules are the rules.
That's good.
It's good that we could settle it. Come to some sort of conclusion.
And before anybody starts, no questions will be addressed at this time.
Really?
Oh, he's not taking questions. That's a... Flip Wilson says, can I get an extension on my match with Tim? I didn't play well and would like to have the rules bent in my favor.
Yeah.
That's why the chairman just came in.
Right.
So the Sweet 16 is set. Doug, how many in your office pool did you have of the 16?
I don't have an office pool on this one. Did you see the look on his face? I mean, he meant business.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. He's walking with a purpose. He wrote it in permanent marker, too.
He did. Yeah,
that decision has been made.
Yeah.
It's the right play, Kamish. Don't bend. Also, Ken, clear my throat off the mic, please. That's from Dogtown Ty, and he's the defending champion. Ken, clear my throat off the mic, please.
I can't clear your throat. You can only do that yourself.
Yeah.
That's all right.
It's hard to clear someone else's throat.
Mr. Licks has issued a statement. The 2025 Fan Page Club Championship is not ready for me. Get ready, losers. So that is his response.
Gosh.
But it sounds like he acknowledges his time is over.
Yeah.
The chairman has gotten out of that pod that featured Iggy, Mr. Licks, and Chairman Steve. The chairman emerges. Chairman Kurt, the real chairman, has stood up, and he walked right into this studio and right up against a wall that we share with a wonderful, full flushing toilet.
Yeah, like pin high to the toilet.
Pin high. That was pin high.
Has the chairman ever won his own tournament?
No. Iggy, well, because Iggy ran it, and Tim ran for last 2 years.
I think Jay, the first year, he ran it.
Yeah, you're right. And Jennings
Oh, did
won.
he?
Jay would slap at the ground to compress it. I'm telling you. Not a lot of rotation, but he would just slap at the ground. Pfft, like a piss rocket, like off of Kepka's irons. I'm telling you, it's unbelievable. Chairman, I am proud to call you my chairman now. Well done, sir. You did the right thing. What a growing moment. That's Mr. 63011.
He's growing.
And the YouTube viewers just skyrocketed for that.
Is that right? 320!
Oh. Wow.
320!
Things are materializing.
So who's your next round opponent?
Curtis Hall.
couple of Kurtz.
Okay. Yeah. Battle of the Kurtz. All eyes going to be on this match after that.
What a moment.
Watershed decision.
Yeah. Doug, who's at the bottom of that bracket?
I don't know, but I know.
Dogtown Ty and Tim Rendelman.
Oh, wow. So the winner, you could be going up against the champion.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. This Chairman Kurtz.
He was my pick in the preview episode that me, Jackson, and the Plowhawk did. I went with Dogtown Ty to repeat.
I'm playing so poorly, I have the soft cap approach to my handicap. It's the scarlet letter. Some people call it the Cletus I. Yep.
And Licks, if you're listening, I'd love for you to be on my bag for the next match.
Oh,
wow. That would be a
you
real...
want him to caddy for you.
That'd be a real statement.
I don't know if anybody from St. Louis U High has ever caddied for anybody, being honest.
Well, I don't know either, but I do know this. You schedule a match in this tournament, you better show up. If your family member's on his life bed, you better show up or you're out.
332 people watching. And boy, I'll tell you, you got a high approval rating for that move, Chairman Kurt.
And I'm going to be honest, I was leaning towards an extension, but Tim, you showed me the light. I think it was the right move.
Yeah, independent counsel be damned.
It's a light shower.
I am a light shower in my free time. All right, let's close out the Munganess St. Louis Acura, Munganess Burkhardt, Alton Toyota 8 o'clock hour. The IHOP's 8 o'clock hour. If I said 8 o'clock, I meant 7 o'clock. Whatever. It's been 107 minutes of radio here, or podcasting, whatever the hell it is. This is TMA presented to you by Brown and Crouppen.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
The choice of a lawyer is important and shouldn't be based on an ad.
If you're seriously hurt in an accident, you'll want all the money you deserve. That's called justice. But there wouldn't be lawyers if justice was easy. No, justice is not easy. It's fought for and it's won. At Brown and Crouppen, we fight for justice every day. If you want some, call 222-2222. Because at Brown and Crouppen, justice is our business.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with Seth Goldcamp of Design Air Heating and Cooling, and I have been a long-time Design Air client. What separates you guys from everybody else?
It's becoming more common for companies to just get their foot in the door. They try to come up with different ways to upsell. They try to see how much they can make off of a customer as opposed to, hey, we're in there to do a service. We're going to do it well. We're going to do it for a fair price.
I don't know how many emails I have received from our listeners who experience the incredible customer service Design Air Heating and Cooling provides. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling, online at designairservice.com.
Get the best at 100 West. 100 West Dental. No insurance? No problem. 100 West Dental has a plan when you don't, for ease and affordability. Feeling nervous? Not anymore. 100 West Dental provides complete comfort during quality care. Over 350 5-star reviews agree. When you want to get your smile into winning shape, get the best at 100 West. 100 West Dental. Consult virtually with Dr. Pryor or book online at 100westdental.com.
I'm Tim McKernan here with Action Jackson talking to you about Mark Hanna. TMA listeners have a lot to think through financially.
Whether you're like me and just getting started with your financial planning or you're already retired, call Mark Hanna.
It all starts with a 15-minute phone call to discuss your needs and design the right strategy for you and your future.
Visit evergreenstl.com or give Mark a call at 314-889-0503 today. Mark Hanna offers securities through Equitable Advisors, LLC, member FINRA, SIPC, a broker-dealer. Equitable Advisors, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Evergreen Wealth Strategies is not a registered investment advisor and is not owned or operated by Equitable Advisors or Equitable Network.
Rosalita's Cantina is known for having the best patio and the best Tex-Mex in town. From carne con cerveza to shrimp diablo, the amazing menu at Rosalita's is full of classic Mexican dishes. Plus, it's always time for a margarita. Rosalita's has the most delicious house and specialty margs in town. Enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 and brunch at the De Pere location on Saturdays and Sundays from 10 to 3. Check out rosalitascantina.com or visit the downtown or De Pere location today. Time to get your fiesta on at Rosalita's.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with a great TMA sponsor, and that is Longo Biggs Injury Law Firm. And you may hear a bunch of out-of-state law firms advertising here and there all over on billboards and so on and so forth. But the thing is, oftentimes their goal is to just settle and move on. And that's not what you guys do.
Yeah, this is CD Longo, and you hear us talking a lot about maximizing the value of cases, but what does that actually mean? Well, as Tim said, there's lots of personal injury lawyers in St. Louis, and everyone handles cases differently. We focus on getting the highest dollar amount for your injuries, not just getting a resolution quickly. We're constantly tracking all the settlements and verdicts in the area. This helps us advise our clients on whether a settlement offer is too low. And if the amount of compensation being offered is too low, we are happy to file lawsuits and proceed to trial to ensure our clients receive an amount that is fair. Visit our website or Google us at Longo Biggs Injury Law.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
The Tim McKernan Show podcast, featuring long-form interviews with people from the world of sports, politics, and entertainment.
And our guest today, Bill McClellan. Thanks so much for coming in.
Hey, my pleasure, Tim.
What's up, Caden?
Hi, how are you?
Joe Buck, our guest today.
Man, it's like I haven't seen you in years.
More than 500 episodes and counting, and it's available wherever you get your podcasts, including the TMA STL app. Get the app now at TMASTL.com. Want to take on some legends of TMA?
Sound the same to someone who gives a damn about the best fans in baseball! Tired of it!
The show's so great. Will there be a little speaker system out behind the dumpster, so in case you're servicing me, I'll be able to hear my name?
Then nominate yourself to be this month's TMA Listener of the Month. And if you win, you'll get recognition and other stuff. Sometimes all you have to do to win the prize is be a female.
All it takes is one fake girl to just throw this show completely off course.
Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information at TMASTL.com. The TMA Listener of the Month Club, quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to a brighter side of tequila with Milagro. Find out more at TMASTL.com.
It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After.
KPNT FM, HD2.
Collinsville, St. Louis.
Think about this, Doug.
I am thinking.
It's TMA, and it's presented to you by Brown and Croup. And welcome, friends, to the 8 o'clock hour. It's 8:54. Try IHOP's new spring menu because it's presented to you by IHOP. IHOP has this tasty classic chicken sandwich and new cinnamon apple pecan pancakes, Doug. Tell the people about IHOP. What's doing here? What's going on?
IHOP. When I think IHOP, I can... you get a stack of flapjacks in there that'll just knock you over. You know what they got now? They got a Pancake of the Month thing going at IHOP. IHOP's giving guests a whole new reason to smile about pancakes with that new Pancake of the Month offering on the first of every month. The new flavor will be available as a full stack, side, or part of a pancake combo. This limited time offering will only be available for that calendar month. You're wondering, okay, what is the Pancake of the Month for May? Well, I'll tell you. It's the white chocolate raspberry. It's got white chocolate chips mixed in there, some whipped cream, and cream cheese icing. Oh, it's good. Boy, you're going to love the pancakes here. Guests have an incentive to try every Pancake of the Month flavor with IHOP's annual loyalty challenge within the International Bank of Pancakes. Order the Pancake of the Month 2 or more times in a month, and you earn 10 pan coins for that month. You can redeem them later. Order the Pancake of the Month at least once each month for the entire year. You receive 100 bonus pan coins. It's a good deal. It's a good reason to go to IHOP often. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever. Dinner stuff they got that classic chicken sandwich now, grilled or crispy chicken breast with bacon, lettuce, tomato, 4-cheese blend, avocado, and buttermilk ranch on a grilled roll. It's tasty. They brought it in here. It's really good. They got some great drinks, too. How about the Watermelon Splasher, a blend of lemonade, lemon lime soda, and watermelon syrup topped with fresh blueberries and watermelon. Something for everybody at IHOP. If you haven't been there lately, go back, give it a shot. You're going to like what you see and what you taste at IHOP. The IHOP's new spring menu featuring that tasty classic chicken sandwich and the new Pancake of the Month offering only at IHOP.
There it is. IHOP, sponsor of the 8 o'clock hour. We were talking about CD Longo in the 7 o'clock hour. Longo Biggs. Online at longobigs.com. LongoBigs.com, LongoBigs.com. If you are injured in a car accident, you need an attorney, you need the best one you can find. If any of my family or friends are ever injured in an accident, I want them to call Doug Biggs and C.D. Longo at Longo Biggs Injury Law. For nearly 10 years, Doug Biggs and C.D. Longo have been recognized as the top 40 under 40 personal injury lawyers by Super Lawyers, the National Academy of Personal Injury Attorneys, and the National Trial Lawyers Association. They're not the churn and burn type of law firm. With Doug and CD, you won't be just another file lost in the shuffle. If you have questions about your case, you'll talk to Doug or CD personally, and they will handle every aspect of your case the entire way. They'll get to know you, and you will get to know them. Doug and CD are local, friendly, professional, and most importantly, excellent personal injury lawyers. And they are listeners of the show. They're online at longobigs.com, LongoBigs.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements. Get involved in the program by texting in the South City Sporting Goods text inbox. And I'm working with South City Sporting Goods, and we're going to have some TMA hats, TMA golf shirts, and then Mike Flanagan's still doing the stuff with the T-shirts. We're going to have some new stuff coming out for the 20th anniversary, which is just a little more than 2 months away. And, man, is it going to be fun to sleep with all of the listeners. Can't wait for that. That's going to be a lot.
That's what's happening while they're in their gear?
Mm-hmm.
While we're in our gear.
I hope everybody wears stirrups. That's my kink.
Oh. Like baseball socks?
No, like the thing that office men would wear back in the 80s to hold up their dress socks.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good
What was
luck.
that all about? What was that all about?
What's wrong with that?
I don't get that or jockstraps.
It's like suspenders for your socks.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, Socks the cat.
Were elastic was not invented yet?
No,
so
they had it.
Okay, so what was the point?
I don't know.
And the same question for jock straps. Why would you have assless underwear when you can just slip the jock into a compression short?
Well, they didn't have the compression shorts.
Well, what a novel concept that must have been. Maybe we could complete the underwear and not have these assless, this assless thing.
Yeah. I don't know who developed that, but it was a thing for many, many years.
I've never owned one, never got it.
They don't even have them at all anymore?
Why would you wear it when you wear sliders, compression shorts, pants with a little cups?
That's correct. That's
pocket?
what my older son wears for hockey.
Right.
And I'm thinking he'll never know the pleasure of the jockstrap.
I never understood. I was like, when we were as a kid, it's like you can either get a jock strap or you can get these compression shorts. I was like, why is there even an option? Why would I wear that ridiculous looking thing? And my ass is going to get chafed by the pant.
How about this text? I claim Iggy for the listener orgy. I need that man in my mouth.
Oh,
that's from Dirty Chewbacca.
That's Dirty Chewbacca's thing, is one to bang Iggy.
What kind of a... I'm going to suspend him.
Why don't you get back on...
That's a girl.
I don't care. Dirty Chewbacca has been suspended. He or she, depending on how we're identifying,
I don't know what Wookiees
has
are.
been suspended a period of 2 days' time. And their name, is now going into the Illinois Recovery Center suspension logule on the 20th of May, 20 and 24.
I have to know what you define yourself as before I let you put it in your mouth.
Oh,
nice.
That's the sound it makes.
That's a Wookiee.
What is that, a donkey?
That's a Chewbacca. That's the Wookiee.
Yeah.
Chewbacca is a Wookiee.
Right.
That's what the noise they make. So that's what you got to look forward to.
That'll be hot.
Clearly good throat action.
Oh,
what?
Oh, Bill.
Don't say throat action.
Did you hear that? You hear the clip?
And we're going to have good throat action on the 26th.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait. I haven't slept with a listener in a while.
Since the year-end awards?
Year-end awards, that's when I have, I guess by definition, I know that goes back to Bill Clinton and Ken Starr, but I just use my mouth on them.
Yeah, I don't know if that would count.
Here's Michael Malone, and this is a So What's Your Grandma Think moment. Doug, take a listen. Nuggets are done.
All right, hit the lever, Berkey.
Well, how hard is it just to absorb a loss like this after going ahead by 20?
Next question, man.
Yeah.
The season's over. That's what's hard. Being up 20. The season's over. You don't understand that. The season's over. It's hard. Stupid ass questions.
Oh, come on.
Well, it was.
But like the person was so like, what do you ask? And they were so sheepish in the way they asked it.
I got to tell you, I can that gentleman. I feel his pain. I've been there.
Right. Listen to the sound of his voice. When
Cal May doesn't even show up for those.
No. Listen to the sound of his voice.
20-year-old going through puberty.
How hard is it just to absorb a loss like this after
going ahead by 20.
It's like he asked it behind a shield.
Right.
Like that's how scary. Like,
yeah.
Because what do you ask a coach who just lost Game 7 of a playoff series?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, coach, how's it feel to lose?
You could just know that the sphincter was puckering as he was being yelled at.
Stupid ass questions.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. And yet we're going to use your soundbite everywhere.
Often. That's already been clipped off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my.
It's tough. You go up 20 at home, you expect to win. And you have the reigning MVP, 3 out of the 4 last MVPs, won by Nikola Jokic, and you can't get a W.
Yeah. At home, Game 7, up 20. You kind of expect to win that one.
It's tough.
Doug, the media was not done in Denver last night. Here is the Ant-Man and Karl Anthony Towns talking.
This is for either one of you guys. And usually in NBA history, it says you have to lose and lose big before you win. What is it about this team that says
we lost last year?
Yeah, but that's different. You have to lose at a bigger stage. Usually, teams usually.
It's the playoffs. We lost last year.
We lost the last 2 years.
God damn! How much more we gotta lose?
Yeah, how much you want us to lose?
Been losing for 20 years.
I mean, that's just the truth, dog.
Damn.
The question was so ridiculous.
Were they from a losing team?
He had a narrative.
No, they won.
Oh.
That reporter had a narrative. He had a story going.
Yeah, well, and the NBA, more so than any other sport, is the most narrative-driven sport of all time.
Doug, what about Rory McIlroy's divorce, Scotty Scheffler's arrest, Xander Schauffele sleeping on a lead on Saturday night?
Tiger's girlfriends. Yeah. They've all got a narrative.
It pales in comparison to what goes on in the NBA and Premier League soccer. It's narrative.
Oh, it's a Premier League soccer.
Oh, it's narrative season left and right. But the NBA is really bad. And so this idea where you have to lose big before you can win.
Yeah, what nonsense.
That's just total nonsense.
Like you have to. It's a league rule.
And then they bring up, well, we lost last year. He goes, well, that's different. It's like, all right, we have completely lost the plot here.
In today's fast-paced world of digital marketing, making meaningful connections with your audience can be a daunting challenge for any business. But what if there was a place where connections aren't just made, but nurtured for growth? Enter 2060 Digital, our sister company backed by a 100-year-old empire. And that's just like 105.7 HD2. If you're a business owner or marketer seeking more strategic ways to reach and engage customers, look no further than 2060 Digital. With 12 years of expertise, 2060 specializes in simplifying the complexities of digital marketing. Our team demystifies the process by transforming it from a challenge into an opportunity for your business. Whether it's enhancing your brand's online presence, optimizing digital campaigns, or increasing customer engagement, 2060 is here to propel your business forward. Think your business has room to grow? Let us prove it to you. Visit 1057thepoint.com/2060digital to request a complimentary digital audit today. Jackson, tell me about your hair.
Well, you can take a look at it on YouTube right now. You can see that the wisps are flowing, Doug.
Boy, they really are today.
I just re-upped on the finasteride. Super easy. You just go to your local pharmacy. That's what they've suggested to me. That was after my hair consultation, which you can get for free at St. Louis Hair Restoration. They suggested finasteride be really good for you, and then also this laser cap, where it's 6 minutes a night, you're going to see great results. And so far, that has been absolutely true, and it's super, super easy. It might be a little bit more invasive, like what Doug got with the FUE procedure, but if you mention TMA, $250 off that hair procedure, and you can be just like Doug. I mean, look at that. Look at that front inch and a half of hair on top of your head.
Yeah.
Thick and looks delicious.
I got Tufts popping out everywhere. I am the chancellor of Tufts University at this point. You say invasive, but it's only really invasive for a few days.
Right, relatively.
After that, you do nothing. You just sit there and you sit back and grow tufts. You grow all kinds of, starting to say like a wheat field of hair up on the top of my head now. Thank you, Dr. Palinga, for that FUE procedure. It was nothing at all to worry about. You just sit there, or lie there actually, for about 3 or 4 hours, and at some point they bring you lunch. I had Chick-fil-A that day, and you can watch TV. It's really no stress. There was no pain at all involved for me. I mean, none whatsoever during any portion of this. Was there any pain involved? There's a couple days where you're not going to want to do much. You're just going to kind of want to sit around the house and heal up a little bit. Then you put the baseball hat, the golf hat on for a couple weeks, and then you just start to grow hair. And I'm about almost 11 months removed now, and they say you still see new hair up until a full year afterwards. So who knows how long this hair will get. I don't know. I couldn't be more happy with it. If you go to their website, you can see some unbelievable before and after pictures at stlouishairrestoration.com. Any kind of hair issue you have, they can take care of you at St. Louis Hair Restoration. Again, the website, stlouishairrestoration.com.
Transform your story at Illinois Recovery Center. At Illinois Recovery Center, the team believes in your strength of every individual's journey to recovery. Whether you're taking the first step or continuing your path, the IRC's dedicated team is here to support you. Why choose Illinois Recovery Center? Holistic healing approach, expert care and guidance, safe and welcoming environment, tailored programs for lasting recovery, top-notch facility and accommodation. It's Illinois Recovery Center online at IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com, or you can call 888-472-9559. The IRC builds the unwavering determination to thrive beyond the shadows of the past. IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com. Send your emails in for our Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Text into the South City Sporting Goods text inbox 314-881-TMA5, and email in for our Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com, and try to compete with the leaders, Brian Henshin and Buck Swope. Jackson, what do we have coming up on Balloon Party?
Oh, Little Piddles weekend wrap-up, where we kind of recap.
That sounds like what we just did.
I'll do a PGA Championship question. I'm just talking like the deep dive
Of course.
thing.
All
Like
right.
I'm like just that. Watch this, Doug.
You just threw up your hands in frustration.
I think there is some good meat on that.
Scheffler's charges maybe drop by the time Balloon Party starts.
Oh, is that right?
How do you know?
I'm hearing.
Who are you hearing
Same
from? You've
person
been
I heard from
sitting in
Meredith.
here.
Yeah, you do have Scheffler sources.
Yeah, I broke the Scheffler story.
You broke the Scheffler story.
He did.
No,
How?
I talked to
Ken Darlington.
No, I talked to a friend of mine down in Kentucky. He said with no body cam, it's his word against the cop's word, and they're going to drop the charges. The cop didn't have a body cam on.
So this is going to get dropped in the 9 o'clock hour?
No, he said it's going to get dropped before tomorrow. He's supposed to have a hearing tomorrow.
The arraignment's tomorrow.
It'll be dropped before tomorrow. So
Well,
it's
there you
sometime
go.
today. It's going to be
Yeah.
dropped.
Look at that.
I
Ken
suppose
Strode.
it'll be dropped because
That should go out from the TMA account. That's an exclusive, and we want credit.
it's no surprise, really, because of who he is, because of no previous record, and it could be confused as just a misunderstanding. He had no malice towards anybody. He wasn't violent. Yeah, that's not the type of guy that's going to face lengthy charges.
No, he never should have been charged. I mean, the cop was overzealous. I mean, he's doing his job, and, Scotty didn't know there was a fatal accident going on, and he was doing what he was told to do. He had his credential, and the one cop told him to go around, and he did, and he didn't know the cop was on his car. The cop got overzealous, I guess, with everything that was going on.
How could you
and
not
he
know a cop was on your car?
He didn't know the guy was hanging on his car.
How could you not know that? That there was a person hanging on your car and you don't know it?
Well, you don't know. Maybe he wasn't. Maybe the cop said he was, and he was hanging on the car. There's no body cam, so there was no witnesses that said, yeah, he was on the car. He flew him off.
Well, just by not having a body cam, that doesn't mean that you can get away with anything you want to do. I'm not saying what he did deserves jail time. I'm far from it. I'm just saying that probably because of his lack of any record and the possibility that it could well have all just been and probably was, just a misunderstanding. That's what's going to get him off.
I like the idea of an exclusive TMA tweet where it says, exclusive, sources say, per Ken Strode with sources in Kentucky. The charges are expected
He's
to
got
be
a guy
dropped.
that knows a few people, not the police department, but a police department in Louisville, and said, that the word is that they're going to drop the charges because, there's no proof. It was a misunderstanding, and they can't say, well, here's the body cam, here's the cop telling you, and you just flew right by him.
Yeah.
So your sources from within the Louisville PD?
Not the police department that was involved, but a guy who knows people in police department in Louisville who I guess they all talk.
Like Bill's House of Justice?
I'm not going to give my source.
No.
That's fair.
It might be Bill's House of Justice.
No, because the listeners will be calling, hey, do you know Kenny Strode? He's saying that you guys said this.
He read it on Twitter. I've seen it a bunch of places as well. Also, there were multiple witnesses. Also, the breathing into the mic is back. It's like Darth Sinbad is in that damn studio. That's from Brian Henshin, who I guess is covering the story.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, I haven't seen anything on Twitter, but somebody else reported it. Great.
I did see it on Twitter that they were expecting, but the source I thought was fuzzy. I don't know.
Wouldn't you be stunned if he was charged?
100%.
They did go
100%.
full throttle
I
with
expected it from when it was happening.
Right.
That was already stated all over social media yesterday. Iggy, it's from Mr. Licks.
Oh, you're 15%
Yeah, you think
crestfallen.
that landed.
You think I'm in the business of breaking news? I don't care. Okay, it wasn't me. I read it. Okay, just take my name off it.
Yeah.
I didn't see it anywhere, but just say it. I read it someplace. I don't care.
But you've got the source.
That's awesome.
It's Bill's House of Justice.
Bill's House of Justice.
Just talk to the guy. Just...
Okay.
Oh. Forget I said anything.
No, we don't have to.
Going to plead guilty and go to jail for 8 years.
No, he's not going to do that.
Jackson, we got an accusation here. You see this?
Oh, let me take a look.
Can we talk about how Jackson and his boys went full Iggy Friday and were pounding their balls into our group at Columbia? They even hit into us on a tee box.
Did you really?
The old skinflint is a really bad influence on this young man. That's from Bob.
There was a couple times where
Why'd you do that?
Oh, no!
some of my playing partners maybe a little overzealous.
Oh, no.
with their tee shots.
Bob's not made up?
I don't know, Bob. There was 2 listeners playing in front of us who were very kind, and I enjoyed talking to them. And there was
Were you pleased with the pace of play?
Yeah. Yeah, it was fine. I mean, it's a Friday.
Were your playing partners pleased with the pace of play? Doug, I just picked up a read.
Well, they had to get to the Cardinal game, and everyone knows.
So they thought they could get to the game earlier by hitting into the group in front of them.
No. There was a couple of times
Good for
where
them.
maybe it was a little overzealous on when to hit tee shots. It wasn't like we were 150 out looking at the green and being like, well, they're on the green. Let's rain some hell on them. It was more like, I don't know how far they are. Let's just hit, and if it gets close, apologize. I wouldn't necessarily say that I probably happened to me one time, but I apologize. We always apologize. It's never like we were just like, speed it up. It was like, really sorry. We kind of pounded one. So yeah, that's not untrue.
Gosh.
Would you like to apologize to Bob?
Yeah, I would.
Bob, here's an
Was it a
apology.
blind tee shot where you couldn't see who was up there ahead of you? You saw them and hit it anyway, didn't you?
Oh, boy.
Counsel has told me that the term blind tee shot is up to interpretation.
Doug.
So
Well, there are some of those on some courses.
for sure.
Yes,
I would like to
played a course
apologize.
where you got to ring a bell when you're done
Yeah,
with a certain
or like
area.
there's a light you hit.
Yeah.
To Bob and his playing partner, my sincere apologies on behalf of me and my playing partners. If
Is this
any-
Herb, Private Citizen Pete, and Gareth?
I won't release any of the names. I won't release the names. But I apologize on behalf of my group and myself for hitting into you on tee shots. It was not our intention, and we all sincerely apologize, and we hope it didn't affect your enjoyment of the round Friday. It turned out to be a great day.
Sounds like you don't care that you hit into it.
Yeah.
No, I mean, deep apologies, man. That's all right. I don't like people doing that to me. I don't want it to happen to
Have you ever
others.
been struck by a golf ball? in the car?
I've come really close. A couple have come really close, but never have been hit.
Bob's apology is
right in the elbow, and I almost passed out.
Passed out from a shot in the elbow.
Yeah, it hurt so bad that I just kind of fell back in the cart. I was only like 20 feet away. I was standing off by the cart, and the guy just shanked one off the tee and right in the elbow.
I don't know what this is, but Mr. Licks wants Chairman Kurt to confirm that he received an image of his wife's broken arm. Chairman Kurt, is he gone?
I'm here.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I did see that
Doug
text.
I don't think it's broken.
Is there a picture of her or just the arm with a cast
There
in
you
it?
go. Or are you looking to see a picture of his wife?
No, I just want to make sure.
Seeing right through that one.
See, it's not a face. You don't
It
know.
could
It's
be a
just-
phony picture, though. Could be
like,
anyone.
Just Google image.
Yeah, it could
girl in
be.
a cast.
Oh,
and
my
there
arm
it is.
hurts. Yeah.
Premier Construction Exteriors. They do roofing, siding, windows, concrete, and more. It's veteran-owned and operated. Iggy set them up with one of our listeners, right? Dan or Jay?
Yeah, he wanted the $500 off. And
Yeah. $500 discount when you let them know you're a TMA listener at Premier Construction Exteriors. They're a hands-on contractor. They don't subcontract all their work out to smaller companies and just tack the profit on the end price. They can work with your insurance company on the claims for storm damage to your roofing, siding, or windows. They're building their brand, a small operation that wants the best and honest solution to revitalizing your home. They're located in St. Peters, Missouri, but licensed in Illinois and Missouri. Call Dan or Jay at 314-224-2543 to set up a free estimate. $500 discount for TMA listeners. Find them on Facebook at Premier Construction Exteriors. That's Premier Construction Exteriors. All right, we'll close out the IHOP 8 o'clock hour. James Carlton's going to join us. Plus, The Athletic has just posted a story on teams that will be selling at the deadline and who they'll be selling. You might be interested in what they have to say.
Redbirds?
Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. Then Jackson and I go down the hallway, and we'll be fine, Doug.
You'll get
fun.
through it. You'll get through
Balloon Party from 10 to 11 on 101 ESPN. This is TMA, presented to you by Brown & Crouppen.
I get asked all the time by people, if I'm in an accident, what should I do? And while yes, you should call the police, exchange insurance information, and take pictures of the scene, all those things are important. But the most important thing you need to do is hire a personal injury lawyer. This is Doug Biggs from Longo Biggs Injury Law. And if you've been hurt by someone else's negligence, don't take on the insurance company yourself. Insurance companies have teams of people and a playbook designed to keep you running in circles so they can pay you as little money as possible for your accident claim. If you don't have a lawyer, they know you can't bring your claim to court, and they will never give you full value. We recently took an offer from an insurance company without a lawyer on the case from $12,000 to $200,000. You can't get that kind of result without an attorney on your case. Even if you don't hire us, you need to hire a personal injury attorney. Check us out online at longobigs.com.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
Hey 101 listeners, Circus Sports Illinois is the ultimate sports betting app that brings it all right to your fingertips. With their user-friendly interface, not only can you bet on your favorite teams and players with ease, but you're now able to experience big app bets with high betting limits and more. No matter who or what you're betting on, don't miss out on the action. Bet like a pro with your Circus Sports Illinois app today. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
I'm Tim McKernan here with Action Jackson talking to you about Mark Hanna. TMA listeners have a lot to think through financially.
Whether you're like me and just getting started with your financial planning or you're already retired, call Mark Hanna.
It all starts with a 15-minute phone call to discuss your needs and design the right strategy for you and your future.
Visit evergreenstl.com or give Mark a call at 314-889-0503 today.
Mark Hanna offers securities through Equitable Advisors, LLC, member FINRA, SIPC, a broker-dealer. Equitable Advisors, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Evergreen Wealth Strategies is not a registered investment advisor and is not owned or operated by Equitable Advisors or Equitable Network.
This is the one.
Honey, I think you're right. This house has everything we've ever dreamed of. A huge master bedroom, an open kitchen, and a backyard with a fire pit and built-in grill.
I can't believe it. Finally, our dream home. It's absolutely perfect for us.
We owe our realtor big time.
No, you don't. We're just doing our job. At the Jeff Lotman Group, helping you find your dream home is our top priority. Bringing people and properties together. Call us at 314-406-8911 or visit us online at jefflotman.com.
Rosalita's Cantina is known for having the best patio and the best Tex-Mex in town. From carne con cerveza to shrimp diablo, the amazing menu at Rosalita's is full of classic Mexican dishes. Plus, it's always time for a margarita. Rosalita's has the most delicious house and specialty margs in town. Enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 and brunch at the De Pere location on Saturdays and Sundays from 10 to 3. Check out rosalitascantina.com or visit the downtown or De Pere location today. Time to get your fiesta on at Rosalita's.
The choice of a lawyer is important and shouldn't be based on an ad.
After a serious car accident, people have two questions. Why me and what now? Well, no one knows why you, but I'm Terry Crouppen, and my law firm Brown & Crouppen sure can help with the what now. Car repairs, medical bills, lost wages, pain and suffering. We're Brown & Crouppen, and we've got all those answers. All you have to do is call 222-2222.
Hey, if you like the morning after, check out Balloon Party on 101 ESPN. HD1, by the way. It's Sports Talk with Tim McKernan and Action Jackson from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. each weekday, right after the morning after. It's the worst named show in the history of radio, but the content's pretty good, so check it out on 101 ESPN or get the podcast on the TMA app. Want to take on some legends of TMA?
Sound the same to someone who gives a damn about the best fans in baseball! Tired of it!
The show's so great. Will there be a little speaker system out behind the dumpster, so in case you're servicing me, I'll be able to hear my name?
Then nominate yourself to be this month's TMA Listener of the Month. And if you win, you'll get recognition and other stuff. Sometimes all you have to do to win the prize is be a female.
All it takes is one fake girl to just throw this show completely off course.
Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information information at TMASTL.com. The TMA Listener of the Month Club, quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to a brighter side of tequila with Milagro. Find out more at TMASTL.com. The Tim McKernan Show podcast, featuring long-form interviews with people from the world of sports, politics, and entertainment.
And our guest today, Bill McClellan. Thanks so much for coming in.
Hey, my pleasure, Tim.
What's up, Caden?
Hi, how are you?
Joe Buck, our guest today.
And it's like I haven't seen you in years.
More than 500 episodes and counting, and it's available wherever you get your podcasts, including the TMA STL app. Get the app now at TMASTL.com. Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Now.
It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After. KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis.
Take this, Doug. Orioles are about to find out.
Yeah. They won't like what the Cardinals have got ready for them. You have anything ready for them? Who's pitching tonight? There's no way to know.
Sonny Gray.
Oh, that's right.
My favorite part's coming up, James. James Carlton's in studio, for those of you not on YouTube, which is about 84% of the audience, according to the math. Remix.
Ripping birds on the bat, rest of the league, man, they can't handle that. I reckon Crew's gonna make the ball go slack. Your team, dude, is gonna need another pitcher stat. 11-11, now it's 12-12. Riley Squirrels last year, put them on the shelf. This year it's Matty Freeze, Craig, and Beltran. We've got the best ever, talking about Stan the Man. I go from the monster to the home run slide. Not wearing a Cards cap, you're just on the wrong side. Another World Series.
Did you say that your son used to request some acoustic session videos?
The Halloween song.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
The Halloween song is a banger.
Is that the Scare Your Pants Off Your Friends?
That's right.
That is, yeah.
It is the 9 o'clock hour, which is presented to you by Schaefer Door Company. It's TMA, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. And look, everybody, James Carlton's in the studio.
Oh, good morning.
Well,
He's
hello,
online
James.
at carltoninsurance.net. Tell me the good word. I always say that to you, and you're just like, I have no idea what
it's Monday morning, just trying to get
that. It's like Stan Musial, Doug. What do you say?
I did fall asleep during that Denver game last night.
Jackson.
What a comeback.
No.
How about that?
Yeah, I mean, it was late.
Yeah, no, I definitely fell asleep for that.
Are you being swamped, not to change the subject, you're being swamped with hail damage claims?
Oh, the most I've ever had in 16 years.
Is that right?
Absolutely.
Really?
So, historically, we'd have a lot of people say, oh, I had a roofer come up and there's hail damage. And, there really hadn't been any meaningful hail. There certainly has been, particularly west and south.
Mm-hmm.
And so they have these AccuWeather, like trackers. The roofing companies have them. The insurance companies have them. They know almost to the house where hail hit. So if you legitimately have hail.
Really? How about
Yeah, my recommendation would have a qualified roofer come out and do a free inspection. We want to know, is there damage? If there is damage, what the cause of the damage is, and what the cost of the repair/replacement would be. Make sure it's above your deductible, and then give us a call, or give your insurance representative a call.
How long do you have after the hail
2
storm
years.
hits?
Wow.
Yep, 2 years. Yep, from the
This
date
is
of
good
loss.
knowledge.
Yeah.
James, I know you're monitoring the Cardinals situation.
Absolutely.
I deep teased this at the end of the IHOP 8 o'clock hour. The Athletic, Doug, with a story on MLB teams that will be sellers at the trade deadline and the players they will dangle. The White Sox are listed as number one. I don't know why. They took 2 out of 3 from the Cardinals.
Right. They were looking good that weekend.
The Rockies, that's quite a little operation they run out there. The Angels.
Haven't these places already sold?
Marlins, the A's, and then your St. Louis baseball Cardinals. And it seems like everybody's in play, minus Sonny Gray has been their best starter, and at this point is the only one they will consider not trading. Lance Lynn and Kyle Gibson, who both signed 1-year contracts in the offseason, could be moved at the trade deadline, as could Miles Michaelis. All 3 are 35 or older. Interesting, though, he doesn't know Steven Matz, so it sounds like the Cardinals want to hold on to.
There has to be a ton of interest in him. For the couple of years he's put together here.
Relievers. Teams have already been calling the Cardinals about Ryan Helsley.
Yeah, I could see that.
Who is one of the best closers in baseball. The Cardinals will ask for a haul in exchange, but because they have so many needs on their roster, trade is possible, if not likely. Helsley, who has a 1.35 ERA and 13 saves, is under team control through next season. Other relievers who will draw interest include JoJo Romero and Andrew Kittredge. So, Doug, Andrew Kittredge hasn't even made it to May in his first Cardinal season.
Yeah.
He's already...
The thing with the Cardinals, I don't even know where you'd start on your rebuild. If you lose Goldschmidt and Arenado, what do you have? What do you have now?
Lackluster pitching. Guys who can't hit.
I know.
Inspired fan base.
Catchers. Wilson Contreras is on the IL and is untradeable because of his contract. Ivan Herrera has been solid for them. I can't see a scenario where the Cardinals trade a catcher. Infielders. First baseman Paul Goldschmidt is an impending free agent and could get traded at the deadline. If he can start hitting, Goldschmidt, who is 36, looks like age and decline have caught up with him, but with his strong intangibles plus a defense at first base, he could be dealt if he can show more offensively. Nolan Gorman and shortstop Mason Winter in the Cardinals' long-term plans, but third baseman Nolan Arenado's slow start and big contract that runs through 2027 make him tough to trade. Cardinals are in a spot now where some of these guys are tough to trade.
Can't deal their superstars, so-called superstars.
And then in the outfield, the Cardinals are not getting much offensive production from any of their outfielders.
No. I think it's the worst offensive outfield in baseball.
Including Dylan Carlson and Lars Nootbaar, as well as minor league players currently, Jordan Walker and Victor Scott, who were demoted. Center fielder Tommy Edman has been on the IL all season, and the versatile Brendan Donovan is hitting just .233 with a .313 OBP. The Cardinals have had a long list of outfielders who've played well after they got rid of them, from Adolis Garcia to Randy Arozarena to Tyler O'Neill. So who knows? Perhaps they trade from their plethora of young outfielders and that person blossoms elsewhere too.
Mm-hmm.
So the most likely to be traded per The Athletic, this is Jim Bowden, Ryan Helsley, Paul Goldschmidt, Lance Lynn, Kyle Gibson, JoJo Romero, Andrew Kittredge. Doug, it's going to be a fun couple of months based on this.
But overall, I feel pretty good about where the club is. Obviously,
You couldn't possibly. They say Contreras can't be traded because of his contract, but if he agrees to go, if some team is desperate for a catcher when he gets back, a big hitting catcher, I could see that he could go.
I bet they exhaust that option, but I don't. I think people see the writing on the wall. The Cardinals probably should have saw before they put pen to paper.
Yeah, I don't know what you're going to get for Goldschmidt at this point, or Arenado for that matter. They didn't give up anything to get Arenado.
What you'd bank on with those is people just hoping they would progress back to what their career averages are. That's what you'd bank on from another team,
which is not going to happen.
Are you willing
at
to
their age
move on from a prospect to squeeze out some more Hall of Fame-like numbers out of Goldie and Arenado?
Yeah.
That's what a team would have to weigh.
And the Cardinals,
I don't see it happening.
Cardinals would probably just like to get out from under the contracts at this point. They'd take next to nothing for those two guys to get out from the contracts.
Which ones?
Goldschmidt and Arenado.
They'd probably more likely like to get out of the Contreras one.
He's the one that still hits.
Yeah, I mean, these things all move in waves. I mean, that's the thing about it. I mean, okay, let me do this. Let's go back to May of 2023. Rank the approval rating of the three players.
Back to May
2023.
Oh.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So it would have been, I would imagine, Goldschmidt, Arenado, Contreras.
Yeah.
All right, let's do May 2024.
The opposite.
Yeah.
Goldie and last.
Yes, all day long.
Yeah, Goldie dead last.
So, I mean, they move in waves.
But once you hit a certain age, you're not likely to move back to where you were.
And all of them are, well, Contreras just turned 32 last week. And Arenado, I mean, Goldschmidt's the one that, to me, I mean, I still think he'll have pops. But the point is, it doesn't matter. Can you trade him? Sure. It's what are you going to get?
They had a stat, was it yesterday on Roku, where he has swung and missed at more pitches down the middle of the plate than any other batter in the major leagues.
That's not what you want.
No.
No, that's not what you want.
Mm-mm. No. What would you do, James?
Well, I always thought you had to watch the games to give takes. Is that not the case?
No, you do not. You absolutely do not.
A complete non sequitur. I'm actually a little concerned that Bennington's going to be on the move now that Chief went to Toronto. Doesn't that seem to make a lot of sense over there?
You think they're going to trade for Bennington in Toronto?
I don't know. Is he not from there? And that's his coach.
Half the league is from there.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. I'm a little nervous about that, but let's go back to trading Goldschmidt.
Hey, you want to take the discussion there? I'd be all for it. They're not close.
Bennington, you're probably right.
This is like...
you're probably right.
I'm just always in this mindset. I mean, I realize, hey, it's not fun, but to me, if I'm in a position, the goal is to win a championship. And the Blues are not close to winning a championship. And by the time they are, Jordan Bennington actually will be toward the latter stages of his career.
That's a good point.
So that's I haven't heard anything about that.
Nor have I. Just immediately when Chief went to Toronto, I'm like, oh shoot, that means Bennington's probably going to follow him there. I could see that because they're not high on their goaltender, correct?
They wound up putting Wall in there from Darden Prairie, and he played really well. And then he got hurt for Game 7 against the Bruins. Jackson, is that Shesterkin?
Who?
The Toronto goalie.
Shesterkin?
We had a great exchange on balloon. Exactly. We had a great exchange on balloon party last week, where I brought up Patty Maroon was trying to fight with anybody. I don't know if you saw that. He was trying to fight with anybody on the Panthers,
right.
And he even went past Sergei Bobrovsky. And I said to Jackson, I said, "How about Patty Maroon with Bobrovsky?" And he goes, "Who?" And I go, "Bobrovsky." And he goes, "There's a guy named Bo Brosky."
Oh, come on, Jackson.
names.
But see, that's why you guys are number one, right? Because you're being sincere. You're not faking it. I appreciate that.
I also said the coach of the Hurricanes was Gilroy Cummings.
Doug, you remember Rod Brindamore, don't you? He played with the note.
Yes.
Well, he goes by Gilroy Cummings
That's
when
what
he
you
coaches.
called him?
I thought that was the coach.
Gilroy?
That was Gilroy Cummings.
The rage that comes in the text box when Jackson gives these. It's unbelievable.
But they listen.
Rod
They do listen.
Brindamore apparently means just a touch of love.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I like that.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
I like the name Rod.
That's awesome.
I like the name Rod. Rodney. It's a good name. My uncle's name is Rodney.
Tim, Rivers hinted at Binnington to the Leafs on the fast lane. Woot,
there we go.
Woot, woot. Got some Huckleberry Finn.
What do you think the approval rating would be around town on that move?
No, if we can get Austin Matthews, it'd be pretty high.
Can you imagine?
It depends. It depends if you're looking for the approval rating of the fan that's looking at, from a practical matter like Tim, or the one that's just, going with their heart and losing. They lost their captain right after the cup, and now they're losing their goaltender that brought them the cup. I could see it going both ways. But Tim's right. Unfortunately, the Blues aren't going to be contending next year. And Binnington, although he had probably maybe his best year last year.
He was so good. I mean, God only knows
he's not going to
look like last year.
He's not going to
without him.
spit enough wooden nickels himself, Doug, to take him all the way. So.
Doug, you liked that.
I liked it a lot.
How are the sports? Are they great?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I bet it would be probably a 50-50 approval, depending on what they get, of course.
I do not think so.
You think it'd be 90% disapproval, right?
I would. Yeah. I don't know. I'd go like in the 75-80, but yeah, I think it'd be highly disapproval. For the record, Binnington turns 31 in a month and a half.
Does he really?
Mm-hmm.
Seems like with hockey trades,
He came up late.
always. Yeah. Almost always people don't like it because these are our guys and we don't know the players on the other teams.
That's a good point.
So no
Unlike
matter
the
who
NFL.
we trade, we don't know who we're getting.
That's a really good point.
Doug, what if it's like a hockey trade, though?
Don't say hockey trade. They're all hockey trades.
They're all listen, I got to tell you, when they traded O'Reilly, Tarasenko, Barbashev last year, for the most part, people were on board with it. But I think that was in the mind. They were so bad. And then secondarily, they were all free agents. When we talked about the Goldschmidt-Arenado thing last year and talk about Binnington now, these are guys who are here, with the exception of Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt was last year, though, who are under contract. So I think the reason why there is such initial blowback to a conversation about selling, especially in St. Louis, where really for the vast majority of the quarter century with the Blues and the Cardinals, certainly not the Rams, but the quarter century with the Blues and the Cardinals, they've been in the mix. Now, have they been real championship contenders? I guess you could make a case that maybe they weren't, but with the playoffs as they are now, you get in, you got a real shot, and that's certainly been the case in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and now it's the case with the baseball playoffs. So if you are starting to trade players away that are under contract for a few years, what that tells the fan base is we're not going to be competitive for a few years. And around here, that has not been the case. So it's a mindset. I don't know if it's necessarily of a mindset of entitlement so much as a mindset of it's a place that's not familiar for most people. And I also don't know if the market can, if the ownership of the market can, of the teams in the market, feel like they can absorb a rebuild and just be direct. That's why Doug Armstrong's been real careful with the retool and rebuild thing. But, he also was very direct when he said, we're probably at best a third-place team, and, maybe we can get it in as a wild card. The Cardinals certainly have not indicated that. But, my God, I'm not saying either one are close, but I think the Blues are a hell of a lot closer to being a dominant team. Now, again, I still think the Cardinals could wind up winning the Central, and therefore, by definition, could win the World Series, because whatever in the baseball playoffs, NCAA tournament time. But as far as either one returning to what the Blues were in 2019 or the Cardinals were, take your pick of whatever you think the most dominant era was, I don't see the Cardinals being remotely close to that. And it's really concerning with the lack of young pitching talent in particular in the organization right now. That's the thing that freaks me out, because keep in mind, minus Sonny Gray, theoretically, all these guys could be gone after this year.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I mean,
Well, there'll be old pitchers looking for a home next year too.
and not to say, and by the way, not to say that that's necessarily a bad thing, but it's not like there's obvious replacements. That's what I'm.
Doug makes the observation all the time when he goes to Blues games and Cardinals games. The crowds are there. I mean, they show up. Even the Blues weren't anywhere near contention there toward the last few weeks, but people were still showing up. Do you think that's a byproduct of being only a two-sport town? I mean, are there more dollars, maybe corporate dollars, to give these tickets away to fill these seats? Because they do have great turnouts at the Blues game. I mean, I certainly go to more Blues games than I do Cardinals games, and the turnouts are great. The atmosphere is great. The end game production is fantastic. I really enjoy going to those games, and they're always 2.5 hours.
That's part of the equation for sure. But both teams have been pretty darn good over the last 20 years, if only a handful of championships. They're still usually competitive.
Yeah.
They have a very loyal fan base. Most people who are living in St. Louis are from here, live their whole lives here. This has always been their team. You know, we're not a transient city where half the people here are rooting for the Yankees or somebody else.
Right.
These are our teams, through good and bad. And we don't have a whole lot else to do here other than go to sporting events.
And that's why the NBA would work in St. Louis. Lead with that on Balloon Party.
There you go.
Would
That's
it
what
work
we're
here?
leading to.
Would it work here?
We got a comment from inside the room, and actually a goaltender. So this is huge. And this is another exclusive. Iggy broke the Scheffler news, and now we have this in our YouTube chat right now. Daddy Padre, who is a Blues goalie, says 0% chance they trade Binnington. He's a top 10 goalie that will get them into the playoffs next year.
He might be right, too. But they have another goaltender that is attractive that they could dangle out there. And I think if you want to see just the fan base go absolutely berserk, you go get Brady Tkachuk, right? I mean, that would just... They would go bonkers.
Yeah. That would make a difference.
These Tkachuk players are so fun to watch. I mean, they're everything you want in a hockey player. And
He's a free agent?
I don't think so. But I mean, I'm telling that would be. I don't. Unlike Matthew, who Tim's alluded to, drives in a golf cart to get to work.
Yeah.
This is Ottawa, right?
Right.
I think we can put together a package to get him here.
Probably one out of there.
This show is interested in moving to Ottawa. I guess
Snows
maybe I
a
should-
lot there.
Is that right? You've done some Ottawing?
My brother-in-law lived there for a while.
Really?
It
Wow.
snows a lot in Ottawa.
It's the capital of Canada.
It certainly is. Nonetheless, it still snows.
And they love it in St. Louis.
Mr. Sider says Daddy Padre's right. How about that? So I guess Jamie Rivers and Daddy Padre are on the opposite sides.
Are they really going to make the playoffs next year? I shouldn't talk.
It's 16 teams,
They almost did this year. They
Yeah.
missed up just a handful of points.
Were they given quarter?
They asked no quarter and gave none.
Eric Nickens, who's a balloon party guy usually, says this city needs to do us a solid and hold on to good players.
The city needs to do
Tashara
that.
Jones.
Well, this is on Jones. The
Tashara
Board of
Jones.
Aldermen.
She said the city's in a renaissance, so she's done everything.
I noticed that there's a lot of editorials about the status of St. Louis City and downtown and so forth. My favorite was the one from the Business Journal, I think it was a week ago. This guy praising how great St. Louis is.
Yeah.
He doesn't live here. He came back to visit family and how great and how wonderful St. Louis is. I thought that was fantastic. But
Good morning.
What part of it did he see?
Oh, he was
That makes
talking
a
about the
difference.
arch. I don't. It's in the Business Journal. It was not a long article. I remember that. I'm a headline hunter, right? They
Headline hunting.
They get your attention. I'm like, oh, this guy's praising St. Louis, and then I see the following article says they were in the census dead last in growth for the 2020 census, whatever it was. But there are some things I really enjoy about St. Louis. I mean, we always kind of take this approach that things are declining, but it's a very easy city to get around in.
Yeah.
I love that. I mean, I could
people are
drive.
leaving.
I could drive to a store and park right in front of it. We
Right.
take that for granted. That is
Oh,
very
yeah.
nice. The cost of living, very attractive. I mean, you see some of these houses you can get here in St. Louis and put that in Denver
Oh, my
or
God.
Dallas. I mean, I had a friend that built.
Now, you also know that therefore the income and, you get paid more to...
You would think so, right? But you
do.
said when you were looking at New York, it didn't necessarily justify
Well,
it, right?
yeah, hell no.
Right,
and,
okay.
and you're renting, so you're building
Sure.
zero equity. I mean,
Right.
it's just lighting on
Which is
fire.
lovely.
It is good times.
Hey, there's days I wish I can go back to renting. I'll tell you that. There
Uh-oh,
are
sounds like there's a home issue.
there are expenses left and
Hey,
right.
we're better than Chicago.
We are.
We'll leave it on that note, guys.
There he is. That's James Carlton.
Have a great week, gentlemen.
CarltonInsurance.net. If your insurance costs a leg and an arm, call James Carlton State Farm. Hey, new sponsor here on TMA. Welcome aboard to NetSuite. If you're running a fast-growing business in St. Louis, listen up. NetSuite's Business Grows Here event is coming to St. Louis on Thursday, June 27th. Do not miss it. Why? Because NetSuite knows St. Louis is a hub for entrepreneurs with forward-thinking founders, a top talent pool, and pro-business leadership. Apply to attend the business event of the year taking place at the Union Station Hotel on Tuesday, June 27th. You'll learn how Missouri is paving the way for new business growth and capital, see how technology fueled by AI is shaping the way we grow and run our businesses. You'll be inspired by business leaders like a variety of different speakers who headquartered the company right here in St. Louis. That includes Jamie Siminoff, founder of Ring Video Doorbell. Doug, we were talking about putting Ring up on golf courses, and I would have my money for my hole-in-one.
You sure would, yeah.
NetSuite by Oracle Business Grows here is free to attend. If you qualify, apply right now to find out, because seats are going quickly. Block out your calendar for Thursday, June 27th. Apply at netsuite.com/Missouri, netsuite.com/Missouri. And think about it.
I am thinking about that. I'm also thinking about getting my house in shape. How do you do that? Well, you call Collier & Thompson.
Yeah.
If you want to improve the look of your house, you want to improve the value of your home, have Collier & Thompson come out and show you how to do that. These people are committed to quality. This is a first-rate operation that can put your kitchen or bath together, and you won't even recognize the place when they're done. Go to their website, collierandthompson.com. Just have a look around, browse a little at the before and after pictures, and see some of the remarkable work that they've done. I mean, it is first class. You are going to love what they can do for you at Collier & Thompson. They have a AAA rating with the Better Business Bureau. They won a Torch Award for ethics from the BBB, and that's an important thing when you're dealing with contractors. You never really know what you're going to get if you go with some fly-by-night part-time guy. Collier & Thompson's been around since the 1950s. They have thousands of former customers that can tell you just how great the work has been done for them by Collier & Thompson. You need your kitchen redone, a bathroom, a master bathroom maybe. Maybe you want your basement done, wine room, man cave, bar, accent room, fireplace walls, office, you name it. They can do it all. They've got all their contractors right there in-house. Guys that have been with them for many, many years, first-rate people. You don't have to guess with Collier & Thompson. You're going to get the thing done as well as it can be done in St. Louis. That's just how they roll. They have that commitment to quality. Where are they? Well, they're right next to Uncle Bill's Pancake House on Manchester in Baldwin. Collier & Thompson, come home to quality. Online at collierandthompson.com.
Bill's House of Justice, is that what it's called, Jackson?
That's the source.
Bill's House of Justice. Mentality. Check out Mentality today at lowtusa.com. Go to lowtusa.com. FDA-approved testosterone treatment. Board-certified physicians who work with most insurance. It's Monday. You might be feeling low energy, low motivation. But here's the thing. Has this been going on for a while? And if that's the case, then that might be a symptom of low testosterone. So get checked out with Mentality, a local healthcare facility specifically dedicated to helping men feel and perform at their very best. The normal range for testosterone is large. If you've been to a doctor and they told you that you were normal without understanding the range or testing your free testosterone, it wasn't fully looked at, come get checked with Mentality. Online at lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com. Mentality. In 15 minutes, it's time for the Little Piddles weekend wrap-up. Unbelievable. Jackson, give Doug a little tastins. Tastins is Graystons.
Boy, well, we got questions about the Redbirds, and I think Frank's interview with Mozeliak is a good way to, like, while we're discussing it,
yeah, I want to play those clips again.
Reference back. Like, we'll have a conversation about who they got, the problems they have coming up with that fifth starter spot. Then we refer back to the interview. We talk about how the TV money can affect, go back to the interviews, kind of use that as a reference point, where we have a source, the horse's mouth, the proverbial horse's mouth.
You like that, Doug? The proverbial horse's mouth.
And then I got questions on the PGA Championship, the City Connect jerseys, the Battlehawks, and some sports media stuff, and then quick hitters.
Ooh, what's our sports media thing?
On Joe Buck doing the call on Friday's game.
Okay. Joe Buck was on with the boys and girl this morning. With Brooke
nice.
And Randy
Super
and,
awesome.
Matt, I don't think Dan comes in on Mondays.
Right.
He's doing it with Skip Carey, right?
Chip.
You can call him Skip.
Chip. Yeah, Chip. Skip with his dad.
Yeah.
And he'll get to do the first game with the City Connect jerseys.
Yeah. Boy, what the time.
That's quite a pairing, though. Two superstars.
No, I can't wait to hear it. And I guess
and a grandfather.
I guess Joe will kind of be on color. That's also something.
They're going to go back and forth.
Okay. Well, either way, we get a little bit of Joe being the color commentator. I'm really looking forward to that.
Gosh, there won't be a better broadcast booth in America that night.
That's legit. Like, you don't go to the game. Like, you turn down tickets so you can listen to the game. I'm very much looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So, got plenty of stuff.
And the Cardinals are home all week. The weather looks wonderful all week. How about heading to Ted Drew?
Great call,
I'd love to.
95 years in business. It's a St. Louis tradition. since 1929.
What?
You just turned, reared, and threw the stuff in the trash as loudly as you could
I
have.
dropped in the trash and
Would be gentle with that. Those noises get picked up by the mics. Oh, you're crestfallen now.
sorry.
Don't hang your head like that. There's no reason to ever hang your head.
If you want to feel better, Daddy Padres holding court in the YouTube chat, telling everybody about the Blues' plans.
Want to talk about Valhalla?
Yeah. St. Louis tradition since 1929. Both Ted Drew's locations are open. Chippewa and South Grand. Make Ted Drew's part of your summer tradition and visit often for delicious frozen custard. 95 years and 4 generations of families serving St. Louisans that famous frozen custard. It's Ted Drew's. Family owned and operated, too. Raine's a family owned and operated business founded on the motto, our business is service. They are committed to providing exceptional service in a warm, welcoming environment to customers of all ages. Got some new flavors here for 2024. I like this. The Lewis and Clark Trail Mix, Doug. This is brand
that sounds
new.
good.
Here's what we got. Ted Drew's delicious vanilla frozen custard blended with clusters of granola, almonds, pecans, Reese's peanut butter cups, and pretzels.
Ooh, there's pretzels in there? That sounds good.
I like a nice texture contrast with my frozen custard.
Well, you're going to get it with that.
I'm telling you, the Lewis and Clark Trail Mix. You got the City Red from last year. I enjoyed that quite a bit. Ted's delicious vanilla frozen custard blended with maraschino cherries, coconut flakes, and Dad's Scotch oatmeal cookie. That's served as a concrete or a sundae. Of course, you have the Cardinal Sin, the Lemon Crumb, the Dutchman. It's all there at Ted Drew's. Plus, they have the gift shop across from the parking lot at Chippewa. It's Ted Drew's Frozen Custard, a great sponsor here on T.
When you live right there, do you have to fight the urge to go there every night?
No, you take it for granted.
I live right there, and I do not go. Yeah.
I don't feel like you, but I don't know where the hell you live. I haven't been invited over yet.
No, none of us have been.
Yeah.
Door to ordering, 10 minutes.
Don't you live on the hill?
Yeah. Well,
I don't consider that.
Well, I mean, I'm on Hampton in a minute, and then I can get down Watson and be on Chippewa.
My people are not welcome on the hill. You know that.
I never.
The Irish and the Italians.
They check you when you drive in, right there.
They're on Shaw. There's a big Irish flag in front of one of the houses.
Oh, somebody trying to send a message.
Yeah, well, they let the Jewish guy
they got
lives there.
McConnell's Pub right across the street.
O'Connell's right there. Yeah, well,
O'Connell's absolutely not on the hill.
No.
Oh, well, close, right next to it.
I understand, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah, the entrance is like Shaw. Once you Shaw and Kings Highway, once you're on Shaw on the hill,
then Irish people aren't.
No, there's a big Irish
correct.
flag right there, right across
Thank
from.
you. Thank you for recognizing
It's just
our
a way
plight.
to say Irishmen stay out.
No, it's right across from Rockstar Taco, who once provided us lovely food at
right
the Dodo.
by Adriana's, where I went last week. Woot woot.
Right.
Boy, the cat always would talk about that lady. She's always there.
Oh
who
yeah,
takes the,
I know who. Yeah, I know who she is. She's lovely.
And she's always on too.
She's like the nicest
What do you
human
need, babe? And I'm ordering for the family. She goes, take your time. I'll get it all for her. I'm just like, what a delight.
It's like you've known her for 40
I'm
years and
telling
you don't know her name.
Was this because you had on a black toupee and they thought you were Italian?
I appreciate that. Like my wife's gonna, she's gonna come after you for that. But I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Did she? Yeah. If she knew I was a Mick, would she have been as kind? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm not Italian either, but I've never noticed any discrimination going on down there.
Oh, it's lovely. I don't know. I'm right there in the heart of it.
But you're Wasp AF.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Barn off.
Barn off region. Either way, your teeth look wonderful, and that's because you got Invisalign, and you can get a great deal right now on Invisalign at 100 West Dental. If you mention my name, get $1,000 off. You might be going, I don't know what I'm going to do with the Invisalign thing. How about this? 100 West Dental says if you're on the fence, they have a digital scanner that can show you a simulation of what it'll look like before you even go through with it. It's 100westdental.com. Or you can call 636-585-0100. They built a brand new office right across from Munganess, St. Louis Acura, right there on Manchester. And it's 100 West Dental. If you don't have dental insurance, that's not a problem. The membership plan aids in the cost of dental work for those who do not have dental insurance. 100westdental.com. Mention my name. Guess what you get? $1,000 off Invisalign.
Nice.
Somebody just sent in a text of a Schaefer Door Company at their home. How about that? Always supporting the sponsor.
SCHAEFER.
Yeah. That's right. Sponsor of the 9 o'clock hour here. What do you got? Is that Johnny Johnson? No, Johnny Johnson sent a stock image of somebody with a cast on trying to make the case that Mr. Licks could be.
Yeah, there's stock images out there. We're going to need to see x-rays of the break along with her face in the same shot.
KG and O-Town walked right in here.
Yeah.
Didn't even make eye contact
No,
with us.
didn't.
Went right to that board and put himself in to close out the Sweet 16. Mr. Licks is done.
I don't blame him.
You inspired me, Tim.
How about that? I'm glad you're still here. I thought you had to go to your other establishment.
There was some other circumstances today that allowed me to be here a little longer today.
Oh, someone else break their arm?
Oh, Doug.
What? So you're going to be here for how long? The whole show?
No, I'm going to leave with about 3 minutes left.
Are you really?
How's your slide piece?
Let's see. It's 9:51 in St. Louis. We're in the Schaefer Door Company. 9 o'clock hour. Jackson and I are going to go in the hallway. We'll deal with it. It'll be fine. We'll get through it. I am logging into the inbox. Anything anybody needs to say, wants to say, by time?
Oh.
Doesn't sound like it.
Well,
Do you know the Cardinals called somebody up, right?
who'd they call up?
The guy from Wash U.
Yeah, Lutos.
Oh, yeah. Well, good for him.
I
WashU
guess.
hadn't
You gotta
cranked
rip
out
him?
a whole lot of players.
No, I guess. Back down to Memphis goes Libator.
Oh. My old baseball coach, who also coached at WashU, passed away last week. Rick Lessman, I don't know if you know that name.
Oh, yeah, he's been around forever, hasn't he?
Yeah, everybody in the St. Louis amateur baseball circles knows him.
He had like 1,300 wins, didn't he?
Yeah,
Is that right?
In the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown and Missouri
Wow.
and everything for junior college coaching. Yeah.
How old was he?
86, I guess. Great guy. Taught generations of St. Louis kids how to play baseball.
And another legend, Keith Gutton from Missouri State's retiring.
Is he?
Hitting guru.
Yeah, he's turned out a lot of players down there.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling Email of the Day! Brian Henson, Buck Swope tied for the lead. Licks should be out. Damn it, Tim played with a suspect shoulder and an infected finger, which was close to being amputated.
I don't know how you
I thought you were grabbing the gun.
I'm
I didn't know.
real close to getting it.
But this email is about the first time I saw a man give another man a touch of love.
Oh.
We went up to the guy in to pick up Uncle Skip's drinking buddy Tony. Pre-cell phone era, so we had set time at midnight. By about 12:30, we were getting a little antsy. With all the choppers outside, we were worried Tony was going to get into a fight or something. Well, my buddy Bart had a fake ID, so he went in to fetch Tony. About 20 minutes later, Bart came out with a big old smirk on his face. Then he pulled a bunch of Polaroids of Tony. Tony went on his belly, spread eagle on the shuffleboard table. Some big old biker was giving Tony intercourse.
No.
Per annum?
Gosh.
Whilst bartender Mikey was in turn giving the biker some backside fun, holding onto his handlebar mustache.
All right.
That's from Holden, like Holden Caulfield, Doug. Holden Doug's Rod.
What are your thoughts on Catcher in the Rye?
That's a good book.
What kind of last name is that? Doug's Rod.
I believe it's pronounced Duke's Road.
Hey, Tim, if you need a hockey guest today for 101, hit me up. Since, as Doug says, Jackson has nothing. That's from Daddy Padre. Wow.
Gosh.
Is he allowed in the design
not.
area?
I think he
Uh-oh,
is.
Jackson, he's in the filtered vial.
Oh.
I think the statute of limitations
he's banned
ran out.
from the show. If he wants to go on YouTube, he can, but not this show. No text, no emails, no calls.
The statute of limitations, though.
Jackson writing
No,
an
it's
apology
forever.
letter to Iggy.
Daddy
I'll draft
Padre.
it today. I'll pen it.
And Young, don't miss these dinner time deals, ribeye steak or sockeye salmon. Stay tuned for details. Thanks. That's from number one Asian intern Brian Henson, a.k.a. Chair ASMR. Yep, that's right, folks. Dinner time deals. Email the password. The season is over. F being up 20. The season is over. Stupid ass question to negrill111@AOL.com and sign that email up for a couple different newsletters, and we will send you a crisp coupon for $20 off a $50 ribeye or a $15 hunk of salmon. No ditch carp here, folks. No, sir.
No.
Brian Henson.
Doug.
Brian Henson.
Would you order salmon if it was described as a hunk of salmon?
I might.
For $15, you might have to.
Yeah, as long as it's
Sockeye
not.
salmon isn't $15 either.
As long as it's not.
What if it's just a
carp.
hunk of it, though?
That's kind of what you get.
Yeah. It's described a little better.
Good morning. I hear you guys are hosting an all-male orgy to celebrate TMA's 20th anniversary. This is the best idea since the TMA float trip, which sadly never materialized. Just imagine dozens of shirtless Hoosiers open mouth kissing while they pass around homemade beef jerky and splash murky river water on each other. Makes me horny just thinking about it. Will the orgy also be a potluck luncheon? If so, I'll bring some potato salad. I'm a traditionalist, so it'll be mustard-based. But if someone prefers to slurp down mayo-based potato salad while they bang, I can bring that too. Just to be safe, I'll bring 5 gallons of each.
5 gallons.
5 gallons.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
But that's to be safe, because you know we're going to go through 4.
Well,
That's
I'm sure
each.
you will.
One mayo-based, one mustard.
Okay.
I like mustard-based.
5 gallons is a lot.
How nice will it be to munch on coleslaw and other assorted side dishes while we penetrate each other? You think that sentence has ever been said in the history
Probably
of the
not.
language?
Probably the first time. You're right here.
Daddy likey. Let's talk locations. If you stage this orgy at the Hubbard Studios, people can stop off at the Chevy's Fresh Max for a pregame burrito to grease the track, so to speak.
About 10 minutes down the road.
And it'll be very romantic to catch a glimpse of the sunset reflecting off the Diamonds Direct building as a gentleman enters your rear cavity. The filthiest guys can even rinse the lingering boy juices off their soupy grundles in the Hubbard fountain. You know how some restaurants have separate smoking sections? Maybe there should be a secluded area for uncircumcised dudes. I'd feel more comfortable if the uncut fellas don't mingle with the trimmed gentlemen.
No.
Think that sentence has ever been?
I don't think so. I'd have to go back and check.
Nothing personal, but flesh turtlenecks creep me out. One last thought about the food. I'll bring a few White Castle crave cases and some baked beans to hold us over till supper.
Lord.
Don't say supper.
I like hold us over.
Right.
After we've gone to Chevy's for a burrito, we need to be held
Just
over.
to grease it.
Well, you got to
Grease
relay the
skids.
base.
I can't wait to dive face first into a sweaty pile of flabby fupas. That's from the JV golf coach.
Oh. JV golf coach.
Sadie Hawkins, Doug Xander Schauffele slept on a lead and won his first major. The Cardinals failed to get the sweep as Matthew Lubitor had another rough outing, but that's okay because Mo thinks he could still be a frontline starter. The Battlehawks won again. The Dogs lost again. Jackson's friends got their Iggy on and hit into the group in front of them. Licks no-showed for his match with KG. Iggy wants to know if we covered the Scotty Scheffler arrest on Friday and let us know that some guy he knows in Louisville is reporting that the charges will be dropped because there's no body cam footage. Is that a new report? But I think the lead is that the season is over. Next question for 3 of Stan Kroenke's teams that fell short of their championship aspirations. As Arsenal finished second in the EPL, the Avs were eliminated by the Stars in double OT, and the Nuggets blew a 20-point second-half lead to Ant and the Timberwolves. Maybe we can bring back Timberwolves Tuesday tomorrow. Ours is the type of presentation where the listeners feel free to drop in at any time and plead for an extension and complete their match in a Shishawali golf tournament before tackling the socioeconomic issues of CYC realignment, mock Warson Woods residents for mowing their own lawns, and then fire shade at a doxing-prone senior citizen for liking a teen sitcom starring Miley Cyrus when she was aged 13 to 17, to which the old pervert replied, "It was a fun show." Today's show is sponsored by The Butchery. When you want your initials carved on your ice cubes or embroidered onto the front of your assless jockstrap, come on down to the 63124 and let them know Lick sent you. That's from Buck Swope, and that's what we
Buck
have
Swope with a nice little email.
for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day.
Well, Buck was good. JV golf coach was very good. But I was so happy to hear from Daddy Padre again. I think a fella deserves a second chance. I'm voting for Daddy Padre.
My God. He said he can't win.
Well, he can if he gets the votes.
I like a good potato salad email. I'm going to go with JV Golf Coach.
I think I'm going JV Golf Coach as well. But Daddy Padre put me to the test. Congratulations to JV Golf Coach. You have won. And now where is he in the standings? Is he one
He's
back?
third. He's one back.
Wow. This is going to be fun down the stretch.
Yeah, good
And keep in
times.
mind, 3-day weekend coming up, Doug. 3-day weekend.
Oh, that's right.
What?
We're off here too, huh?
What? That's right. That's
Okay.
right. Jax, what are you doing on a 3-day weekend?
I hang with my girlfriend a little bit, play some golf.
Maybe you can buy a shirt so you don't have to show up in your underwear next show we have. It looks like you're wearing your underwear today.
You got something to say, Doug?
I just said it.
All right.
You're wearing an underwear t-shirt.
I'll need to see you in the parking lot.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
What are we
Can you
off?
wait till 11?
We're off Monday.
That's what we were just talking about.
Memorial Day,
I want to
fam.
make sure we're not on Friday. That would be a 3-day weekend.
But Memorial Day is
4.
Monday.
I wasn't
It'd be
sure.
unusual to get off Friday and then the holiday comes and you're not off.
Just asking.
Okay. Gosh.
I don't know what Memorial Day is.
Monday.
That's not going to play well.
It's Monday.
All right.
Okay.
I got friends from Maine in town this weekend.
Who's coming into town?
Bob and Fran, my
Bushes?
Mojito friends.
Someone from LL Bean?
Oh, you finna get laid.
No, they're just
Is there a chance you will have sex with Barb?
Bob and Fran.
Oh.
No.
I like your chances with Bob better than with Fran.
And you brought this up at 10,
I'm
too.
Team Fran gay occasional.
Not everybody in the Beach Loafers were swingers.
Is that right?
Well, what are they doing down there if they're not
Having fun.
How about that, Doug?
Okay.
Speaking of having fun, Jackson and I are about to go do it. Down the hallway, it's balloon party from 10 to 11 for Jackson Burkett, for Chairman Kurt, for Kenneth Iggy Strode, for my brother Kevin, for Douglas Elvin Vaughn. I'm Tim McKernan. This has been TMA, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen.
Want to take on some legends of TMA?
Sound the same to someone who gives a damn about the best fans in baseball! Tired of it!
The show's so great. Will there be a little speaker system out